Yeah. I really played my block in the cold wind. You pump a pack out here, you get gold skin. Burn the wrong plug, you get cold skin. I really stood firm in my froze Timbs. I'd rather take a deal for an old Benz before I take a plea and forget my friends. I always think of we when I count the ends. You gon' remember me when the sand end. I poly with champions who take their lady friends to the Hamptons. My bitch boots made out of lambskin. Your bitch blowing up an air mattress. 3 headshots, that's a hat trick. The cars are electric. You won't catch me lacking on pump 6. I bought some scuba gear. I don't jump shit. I ride with a drumstick. Also known as I don't duck shit, but grown enough to know that's some young shit. Dutch smoke froze in the cold wind. Mason jars doing the whirlwind. Brown paper bags make the world spin. If she lied for you, then she more than a girlfriend. I won't cry for you, cause my tears are just liquid sins. I know Dominicans to peel the skin off your nuts again. We'll crack your chest plate, you gon' flex again. Yeah, yeah, I'm in the cold wind. I'm in the cold wind. Remember them ACG boots, we getting real rich here. Remember them ACG boots, we getting real rich here. Julius Randle, Amari Stoudemire, the Knicks big head. Leaving the game at a certain number, we see the big here. Getting the cane at a certain number, we had a real good year. 100,000 miles on these here, 4 good years. Watch our king ball with these 4 big squares. Ducking all the weird stairs from all my fake pairs. You wake up scared, I wake up my zipper got makeup smears. The Jake's out here, I've been bloomed, you laid out here. The more intentions to beat your face out here and put you in the suit. If you was alive, you wouldn't even win. My thermal been on, I'm 10 toes to the whole pack on. I'm outside with the roosters, help you get on your joint. Stay prop coat on, I weathered the storm. My dad was the hustler, you children are calm. My bitch body looking like she do farm. Counting night shit bread at the top of the morning. I could go anywhere, but it's like this corner my home.
Wait, I got the wrong one though. I got the wrong one though. The song you just heard was Cold Wind on all streaming platforms. The song you just heard was Cold Wind on all streaming platforms. Yeah, yeah. You think darkness is your ally? Huh? 254 people in the building. We just getting started, man. I am Lord Brunson, back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. Mm-hmm. The basis of this live stream is to debate anybody who claims to be a Jalen Hurts naysayer, anybody that believes the criticisms, who claims to be a Jalen Hurts naysayer. This is your time. I have put the link in the chat here. I'll put it here again. Somebody pin this to the top. It is on Twitter. It's on Twitter. It's right here. D-Lo, what up? It's on Twitter. It's right here. Let's talk about it. Before people start joining or lack thereof, you know what I'm saying? Because it often get quiet when you let people get the floor. It often get quiet, man. LB, let's cook, fly goes fly. You already know the vibes. It often get quiet when you let people when you let people get the floor. So I'm gonna let you know. We have 15 minutes to debate 5 claims. Each claim get 15 minutes. Claim number 1. Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback. I want to change top 5 to elite. Let's just say he's elite. Jalen Hurts is an elite quarterback. That's my claim number 1. Claim number 2, he was never carried. Claim number 3, can run any system. Claim number 4, let's examine the criticism that Jalen Hurts gets. Let's really think about this for a second. And claim number 5, he deserves to be paid for a contract extension. Each claim will have 15 minutes. 15 minutes. You are welcome to join the link. Somebody just joined. I seen his face. He backed out. We got some people joining. You are welcome to join the stream. You can show your face or not. You know what I'm saying? However you want to do it. I will split the screen with you. You will have an opportunity to talk. And I'm going to put the timer on when the first person join for the first for the first topic. You know what I'm saying? Let's not let's not stand on ceremony. Let's get to it. We got one guy right here. Christian has joined the stream. Let me get you on here real quick, Christian. Let me get you on here real quick. What's up with it?
What's up, LB?
What's going on, man? These
Well,
are the rules. This is claim number one. Okay, we're gonna start the timer with you. Claim number one: Jalen Hurts is an elite quarterback. That's my claim. How do you feel about that statement?
LB, look, I don't want to claim I'm a naysayer because I think he's a good quarterback.
Right.
I just can't go top 5.
You can't go top 5?
I can't go top 5. And let me explain myself.
I'm
I
listening.
believe that he's a very, very good quarterback. It's just, if I had a team that, let's say, had bad receivers, let's say we had a team that had Debo Samuel as the number 1, Nelson Aguilar at number 2, and let's put Greg Ward at number 3. Do I think Jalen Hurts could carry that team to a championship? Or let's just say the Mahomes theory. Let's say he's on the Chiefs. I don't think he could do that.
So
But
this is where it gets sticky at. Only Mahomes can do that. You know what I
Yes.
mean? You have to have evidence of more people than Patrick Mahomes doing that to say that it's something easily done. Jalen Hurts has never missed the playoffs.
agree.
You know what I
So-
mean? Never missed the playoffs. He's had AJ and Smitty for the bulk of his tenure as the Philadelphia Eagles starting quarterback. But there's only one guy from where I stand and from what I see that can carry a roster like that, and that is Patrick Mahomes. Everybody else
I
who's won a
understand.
championship has had weapons.
LB, this is my thing. So before 2022, when he had that great breakout year, did Hurts? I was like, oh yeah, he's on to something. 2023, remember that year he had all those picks? Something changed upstairs where if you look at his stats prior to 2024, he was winning a bunch of games where he was throwing 30 or more passes. If you look at his last 7 games where he's had 30 or more passes, he hasn't won. And it's kind of worrying to me. I watched Hurts play, and it's like every single play he's having a thought inside is this the right play? I don't want to screw this up. Instead of actually going for the, hey, let's go win this game, it's the let's not screw this up mentality.
Right. So I hear what you're saying, but what about the fact that he does win games though? Yeah,
He does.
This conversation and what you're saying to me, it sounds like we're talking about a guy who doesn't win games. Jalen
It's
Hurts
not-
wins a hell of a lot of football games, and he wins and goes to championships. So I'm confused. So when I say a quarterback
He'll
is an
never
elite
lose you a game.
quarterback, right? When I say a quarterback is an elite quarterback, which I believe him to be, those are the guys that win championships. So real quick, Bleacher Report put out a list of the top 10 quarterbacks of all time.
Yeah.
Only 9 of those guys, only one of those guys in that top 10 didn't win a championship.
Marino.
That was Dan Marino.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So winning championships is ultimately what makes you elite. If Jalen Hurts wasn't elite, I really have a hard time believing that he comes out there and gets honored with those guys during the Super Bowl. Winning matters. The way you protect the ball and play winning football matters. And Jalen Hurts has done that in his career. That's an elite skill set, in my opinion, taking care of the ball.
Well, my other point is he's had these elite weapons. I mean, we can both agree on this. The talent he's had around him has been incredible.
Right.
I mean, and to me, it's just kind of crazy that he hasn't had a 4,000-yard season or 30-plus touchdowns. And granted, you could say that's the scheme, or even before this year. I mean, I think this is the first year he's ever played a full 17 games start to finish. Correct? Am I wrong for saying that?
I think so. I think you're correct on that.
But I'm never going to say he's a bad quarterback because I don't.
So is your claim? So is your claim that stats make you elite? Because there are a lot of guys who have these amazing 4,000-yard seasons, right? But then at the same time, a caveat to that is why don't they play like 4,000-yard passers in the postseason? I'd rather have elite. To me, is a guy that can win a game throwing 150 yards. We've seen Mahomes, Allen, they've done that a bunch over the last couple of years, just manage the game and win the game. But then when it's time to get into those big moments, he shows out. He shows up and shows out. I'd rather have it that way. That's elite to me.
Yeah.
You know,
I think
I don't care what you do. I'm not to cut you off. I don't care what you do week 5 against the Browns. You can throw for 500 yards week 5 against the Browns. But when the Super Bowl and the NFC Championship come around, I see these guys like Patrick. I see these guys like Josh Allen. These guys look like how Jalen Hurts looks in the regular season to some of the critics.
Well, it's kind of frustrating to me because you watch him in the Super Bowl, you're like, if he just plays like this all year, could you imagine what? And it's not that I don't think he can't play like that all year. I think it's more so the system. I mean, this year, everybody's been down to your guys' offense coordinator. I actually love the hire because you're going to get away from these stupid bubble screens,
I agree.
stupid halfback draws out of nowhere. And to be honest with you, even if AJ Brown leaves, Devontae Smith should have a career year. But the other part to me that doesn't, I don't trust Jalen Hurts throwing across the middle of the field.
A lot of plays haven't been designed for him to go across the middle of the field.
And
That's
that's
the
fair.
point.
That's
When
fair.
you look at Jackson Smith and Jigba's pass chart, and you look at AJ Brown's, you can see the middle of the field when you look at AJ Brown for the year. You can't see the middle of the field for JSNs, man. But like I said, I appreciate you calling in, bro. You were the first one. We are going to get this first claim rolling. I'm gonna get the next guy in here, bro. I appreciate you, bro. I'm taking everything you say into consideration.
Hey, you are the best recruiter of the Eagles, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Go Birds. Good talk. DJ. Claim number one, Jalen Hurts is an elite quarterback. That is my claim. You please tell me how you feel.
Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
How you doing, sir?
How you doing?
Good. I feel like with Hurts, he's a great quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a damn good quarterback. I've been watching him since college.
So why don't you think he's elite? At this point, from everything that you've seen him do up until now, what is it?
Because
February 18, 2026, why can't you give Jalen Hurts the elite label?
I think when you talk about elite, it's supposed to be what the QB actually does. And when you talk about elite, it's more so from a team perspective. And football is the ultimate team sport.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say he's elite and
Right.
your first claim is he won a Super Bowl, that's a team accomplishment. That's not
Right.
It's not an individual thing. It's not just the players. It's coaching.
Well, a team accomplishment. Well, all pro, the whole team didn't get that. Super Bowl MVP, the whole team didn't get that. When Jalen Hurts was honored before the Super Bowl, he was the only one that walked out there. It wasn't the Philadelphia Eagles. Are you saying that you don't think he's elite because you say it's more? You say it's more team success?
No, because if we're looking at Jalen Hurts as a QB, just the position a QB, what does he do that's elite in terms of throwing power, reading a defense, making adjustments, commanding an offense, rushing? Even you want to say, like previously, I would say he was an elite rusher. I don't know specifically what's happening the last 2 years where he's not running as much, and when he does run, he doesn't look as explosive as he once did. But from just a QB standpoint, from metrics, like what does he do individually that's elite?
His IQ is what absolutely makes him elite. The Philadelphia Eagles, in every game that they won last season, Jalen Hurts didn't throw an interception in either one of those games. So there's a thing that people really don't like to realize when it comes to Jalen Hurts. There's a thing called playing smart, safe football. IQ can make you elite. IQ was what carried Tom Brady for, I think, the first 2 Super Bowls. He was smarter than the average quarterback. IQ is a big piece that people are missing out. When we want to judge elite quarterbacks, a lot of people want to go to throwing power. They want to go to all of these attributes, all of this stuff. First of all, Jalen Hurts is a dual threat quarterback. He's a dual threat quarterback. The guy can run for 70 yards in the Super Bowl. He's did it twice. So these are elite traits. Anybody else in the NFC that would have went against Spags in that last Super Bowl would have went home packing, bro. You want to know why? Because Spags sends all-out blitzes. The only way you can beat an all-out blitz is find those run gaps. And that's what Jalen Hurts did, and he was elite at doing it. You know, is it safe to say that you can say he was elite in both Super Bowl performances?
Yes, of course. 1,000%.
So what are we talking about?
1,000% agree. But those 2 games, albeit they're on the biggest stage, they don't. How's the best way to phrase it? They're not indicative of his whole career. Like, I can look at Eli Manning and say that he beat Tom Brady 2 times in the Super Bowl and he was elite in those 2 games. But would he say elite? Would he say Eli was ever a top 3 quarterback?
Eli's going to the Hall of Fame because of those 2 games, though.
He still hasn't got it in yet.
He'll be there. He's probably not going to be.
We don't know that for a fact.
He's going to the Hall of Fame. Eli will be in next year. Eli will be in the Hall of Fame next year.
But to the question, do you think Eli was ever a top 3 quarterback?
No, I can't say
5?
Eli Manning was a top 3 quarterback. I can't. But what I can say is this: legends are remembered. Philip Rivers is from what you're saying, Philip Rivers is a better statistical QB than Eli Manning, right? You would say Phillip Rivers was the better passing quarterback, right?
Not just statistical. Phillip Rivers is a flat out better quarterback than Eli.
Phillip Rivers is a better quarterback than Eli Manning. I get what you're saying. In 10, Phillip Rivers had to come back to the game at 69 years old because he left some meat on the bone. Eli ain't got to do that. He will forever be in the history books. Eli Manning,
but that's a different conversation, though.
No. I'm gonna tell you why Eli Manning will be ranked higher than Phillip Rivers in the history books because of elite playoff runs. He was damn sure elite in the playoff runs.
Yes, but okay, by that argument, that's like saying Joe Flacco in 2013 was elite because Joe Flacco went to, what was that? He went to Mile High and beat Peyton Manning. Then he went to Foxborough in the AFC Championship and beat.
Did Joe Flacco win Super Bowl MVP?
Yes, he did win Super Bowl MVP.
That was a legitimate question.
No, he won Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah,
but that's another argument. Was Joe Flacco ever considered a top 5 quarterback? No. You had Peyton Manning, you had Tom Brady, you had Ben Roethlisberger, you had Aaron Rodgers, Tony Romo for a few years.
I see what you're saying.
So
I see exactly what you're saying. And the guys you are naming are first ballot Hall of Famers. That's what he was stacked up against. Who are the first ballot Hall of Famers that Jalen Hurts will be stacked up against out of his class? Lamar will be a first ballot Hall of Famer, Josh Allen most likely, and Patrick Mahomes. Then that leaves Jalen Hurts. Right now, you can't with certainty say that Joe Burrow is having a better career than Jalen Hurts and will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. You just can't say that right now.
Yes, but that's a different conversation, though. Like, what by that argument, you're pretty much saying somebody like, for example, who had a better career to you, Matt Ryan or Eli Manning?
Eli Manning. He won 2 Super Bowls. Eli Manning had a better career than Matt Ryan. See, you guys are just fixated on stats. Matt Ryan will be forgotten in 10 years, bro.
Stats. But what does Eli Manning do better than Matt Ryan, for example?
Win Super Bowls.
But that's a team accomplishment individually.
What do you mean? Matt Ryan was up, I think 23-7 or something like that. And he lost that game. Jalen Hurts don't lose that game.
But that's a whole different argument. I'm just talking about from a quarterback standpoint. Right. Throwing the ball, reading defense, commanding
Eli Manning wins. Eli Manning is better at Matt Ryan than winning when all the chips are on the line.
That's a team accomplishment. I'm talking.
See, I don't agree with winning being a team accomplishment. Like when you're talking about quarterbacks and Super Bowls. When a quarterback wins Super Bowl MVP, he is the guy that was primarily responsible for getting those guys over the hump. Sam Darnold won the Super Bowl, but the running back won Super Bowl MVP. It's different. Some guys are solely responsible. Without Jalen Hurts' performance, the game ain't nowhere near a blowout the way it looks. It could be a dogfight without the performance from Jalen Hurts. So elite guys, to me, show up in elite moments, man. So a lot of people like to say Josh Allen is elite. I agree. Josh Allen is elite. He just ain't elite in the wintertime.
And that's
what it matters.
But you're leaving out a lot of context, and that's my main problem when it comes to mostly Eagle fans. Because, for example, when going into this season, into the offseason, a lot of people had Hurts above Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Why? Because
I never saw that. I never saw it.
You saw that. That was a conversation that people
had Jaden Daniels over Jalen Hurts still. You probably
that was crazy.
Too.
That's a 1-year thing. But my thing is that when you ask why Jalen Hurts is elite, they say he wins. Like just flat, simple, blank statement, no context.
It's pretty simple. That's the only thing that matters, though. I'm looking at it from the reason why I have this hat on is because my quarterback wins. You see what I'm saying? I don't have this hat on. Everybody wants to say, listen, the Ravens have had arguably more talented teams than the Philadelphia Eagles since Lamar Jackson has been the quarterback.
I disagree with that. That is not
true. How can they had 10 Pro Bowlers not too long ago? More than the Eagles, I think the year the Eagles won the Super Bowl. How are guys good enough to win MVP, but they're not good enough to play like MVPs when the season on the line?
By that argument, you're saying the Atlanta Hawks that 1 year when they had 5 All-Stars was the best team in the NBA then. Because they have 5 All-Stars.
That's not what I'm saying, man. We're talking about football, which everybody can agree is the ultimate team sport. When you got 10 Pro Bowlers and so many All Pros on your team, you should be able to contend for a championship. If all of these guys are so elite, why do they need what Jalen Hurts needs to succeed? Why can't nobody answer that question? If everybody is so much better than Jalen Hurts, why do they need the Philadelphia Eagles roster to finally get over the hump?
Because they're not awarded the same luxury that Jalen Hurts.
But they're better than Jalen Hurts, right? They should be able to carry a roster.
But you're ignoring
to a Super Bowl and win it, right? I've only seen one guy carry a semi-mediocre roster to a Super Bowl and win, and that's Patrick Mahomes. That's Patrick Mahomes. So if you want to say it's only one elite quarterback and that's Patrick Mahomes, I can eat that. But to say Jalen Hurts ain't elite when he wins, it's laughable to me.
But the problem with that is that you guys, your team specifically, wins.
Who's your team, first of all?
I'm a Chiefs fan.
A Chiefs fan?
Yes.
Right. It's only one elite quarterback then.
But my problem with that argument is, for example, I believe it was, I forgot specifically which game, but you guys had 2 games this season where he had 0 passing yards in the second half, but he gets credited with a win.
He didn't turn the ball over.
But usually that's not the conversation. That's a different conversation.
That's elite, bro. That's an elite trait.
That's a different conversation, though. You're moving
to not turn the ball over in a 1-score game and hold on to get that win. That is an elite trait.
That is a different conversation. This conversation is what I'm saying is that you guys won 2 games where in the second half he contributed 0 passing yards. As a quarterback,
we understand that. The defense did his job. The defense did his job, but you're not talking about the Rams game where we were down 3 touchdowns.
No, he showed out in that second half. In the first half, you guys were atrocious.
He had no choice. None of you guys talk about the Tampa Bay game where he barely threw. One of those games you're talking about is the Tampa Bay game where he didn't throw an incomplete pass. Where he didn't complete a pass in the second half. That was against Tampa Bay, one of those games. In the first half of that game, he didn't throw an incomplete pass. That points more to coaching to me than the player. But that leaves real quick, man.
But that's very simplistic because I can complete all my passes. I'm throwing behind the hash the whole game. I get what you're saying, but there's a lot of context that you leave out. Like, okay, he got a win for the Chiefs game. In that game, he had 105 yards?
Right.
So you're giving him this big anointment of elite for winning, but
I'm not
he's not contributing much to the win.
You don't get anointed for winning in week 2. You get anointed for winning championships.
But
Patrick Mahomes won that game, everybody will be thinking that Patrick Mahomes went out there and did his job and got the win. That's what it's all about.
No.
Let me get to the next dude. Let me get to the next guy, and we're gonna close this claim out. I appreciate you, DJ or JD.
Going, sir.
The excuses be in full swing for these guys.
Yo.
Jalen, what's up?
What's going on, LB?
Is that your real name, or is this like some type of troll job?
Nah, that's definitely me.
It's a lot of Jalen's in the world for sure. So
yeah, I was one of the original first Jalen. I was born in '93, bro.
I appreciate you. It. Well, my first claim is Jalen Hurts is an elite quarterback. We'll remove top 5 from it because I don't even know why I put that up there. Jalen Hurts is an elite quarterback. Do you disagree, or are you here to tell me why he's not?
Nah, bro, I'm actually in agreement with you. Winning is hard. All Jalen Hurts done since he's been the starter is win, right?
Right.
Okay. He's improved every year. Well, he's went to the playoffs every year. 2022, passing wise, it was pretty for everybody because he was doing everything like running, passing. You know, he was getting busy. But what I don't really just understand is how can you have AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, those guys are elite, like elite weapons.
Right.
And you don't have like some like off the field, off the side camaraderie with those guys when the offense is as bad as it was. Like the offense was atrocious. I blame, Kevin. I blame everybody. AJ had a part, Jalen had a part. Kevin played the biggest part in it though. You know what I'm saying? But Jalen is elite, but what I don't just help me to understand is I'm not disagreeing with that. He's elite. Winning is hard. He's been to 2 Super Bowls. He won 1. He outplayed Patrick in both, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not disagreeing with you. I agree. But what I don't get is help me to understand why don't those guys like have some offside, like chemistry together. Because if you see the offense is this bad, it's not working. It's not working. You should be able to look at AJ and be like, hey, well, he's playing 8 yards off, 3 yards slant his ass. 3 yards slant him. 3 yards slant him. Keep him honest. Let's get something going. Why don't we see more of that? Because we've seen it in the past with like Tom and Gronk or Peyton and Reggie Wayne, and those guys had like side things that they did outside the
So,
offense.
dude, so first of all, guys are different. Guys are different in how they approach people. Some people lead different. You know, these guys have been playing together for years. Jalen doesn't feel like he has to give nobody no go-go juice to go out there and do their job.
Right.
AJ Brown dropped a lot of passes against the San Francisco 49ers. Devontae Smith dropped passes against the San Francisco.
They did. Hey, you're right. They both did. They
did. Had those guys caught the balls that hit them in the hand, we would have been to the second round for sure, in my opinion. So I don't expect Jalen. It's not about sometimes how you can motivate a guy. Sometimes it just comes down to guys needing to be able to do their job. People keep leaving out this context last year that the Philadelphia Eagles couldn't run the ball worth a damn last year. They were horrible at that. So you already took away the run. You implement a first-year offensive coordinator into this thing. Of course, the Eagles are going to have a down year. But a down year for Jalen Hurts is a career high in passing touchdowns.
Yeah, exactly. That's why he's still elite, because I feel like he's still elite because with the like everybody just like, what's wrong with Jalen? What's wrong with Jalen? Bro, we've seen what Jalen can do. He just went to 2 Super Bowls, so he's elite. But what I'm saying in my head is, what I don't get is elite as he is, bro. You're supposed to go like off script with something like, and this just not on him. I feel like him, AJ, and Devontae could have came together like, hey, bro, if you see this, do this. Damn, to hell what they call, excuse my language.
Right.
But whatever what they call, bro, I just felt like it should have been more of that. But I don't disagree with you, bro. I feel like
I agree. I agree, man. When you look at the season last year, you saw multiple glimpses of Jalen Hurts being elite. He was elite in the first half, week 1 against the Dallas Cowboys. Week 2 was the Chiefs game.
The Rams come back. What did he say? What did he say in the interview? This is more what we need to do. We need to stop playing not to lose and go play to win. So
he was elite.
Why didn't we see more of that? I don't get it.
He was elite in the second half against the Rams. He was elite in the first half against Tampa Bay. You know what I'm saying? He had the only perfect passer rating of the season last year against the Minnesota Vikings. It was there. Yeah. It just was coaching and play calling, man. But I'm going to get on to the next claim, bro. I appreciate you tapping in, bro.
All right, for sure, man.
All right, the next claim. The next claim that I'm debating is Jalen Hurts was never carried. He was never carried, despite what all of the haters and naysayers want to say. Jalen Hurts was never carried. That is my claim, and I'm sticking to it. Let's get my dog. I think that's Worf. Let's get Worf in here. I'm gonna make sure I put this one on Twitter. Go to make sure y'all pump this on Twitter, because there's nothing but supporters in here, because that's how we rock. Nobody wants to come here and debate this. There's nothing but supporters in here. You know what I mean? But my next claim that's on the table, let me get to this one right here. I'm gonna get to you, Worf. Cowboys for life, man. My claim right now is that Jalen Hurts was never carried. That is the claim right now. Obviously, you disagree. That's why you're here. Let me know what's on your mind. My claim is Jalen Hurts was never carried. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, can I be heard?
I hear you loud and clear.
What's going on, man? Appreciate you for inviting me up on your platform, brother. You said Jalen Hurts was never carried.
Jalen Hurts was never carried.
Never carried. Okay, yeah, I would disagree with that.
Okay.
I would say that in every well, I mean, I would say, your most successful year, right? The Super Bowl year. He had 2,900 yards passing.
Right.
I don't believe he eclipsed 19 touchdowns. I think he had 18 passing touchdowns.
Right.
He was carried by a team that had a 2,000-yard running back and the best defense in the NFL.
So how many? So you do realize there's never been a quarterback in the history of the National Football League to throw for 4,000 passing yards with a 2,000-yard back. So when you have an historical run defense, what do you expect your quarterback to do? Also, in this same year, the man won Super Bowl MVP the one game Saquon Barkley was shut down. So how on earth do you call that being carried?
Right,
Both his receivers had 1,000 yards still with 2,900 passing yards. The people that needed the ball got the ball. They won. They won the Super Bowl. He won Super Bowl MVP. How do you explain him being carried? And it's ironic what a lot of people like to do. I'll let you rebuttal. It's ironic. A lot of people like to not even skip. They just like to skip past the first Super Bowl where Saquon Barkley wasn't even there and he won All Pro. You know what I mean? I'm having a hard time. One Super Bowl he won All Pro. He lost the Super Bowl, but he had a historical. The Super Bowl that he lost, he had the second highest passer rating in the history of the NFL, only behind Nick Foles. The Super Bowl he lost, he won All Pro. The other Super Bowl with a 2,000-yard back, he won Super Bowl MVP.
Right,
do you know Jalen Hurts was the least likely player to win Super Bowl MVP on the betting odds in Vegas? Everybody thought it was going to be Saquon or AJ Brown.
But let me respond to you, bro. Let me respond to you. I hear what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I will say this in response to what you said initially, right? The 2,000-yard back and the so at Ryan Tannehill in 2020, Derrick Henry ran for 2,000 yards, and Ryan Tannehill with a way less efficient offense, way inferior weapons, still had almost 4,000 yards passing. He had 3,800 that year, which would rival Jalen Hurts' best year. And he had a 2,000-yard running back.
What round were they eliminated in the playoffs?
No. I'm just saying what I'm saying is when you say that a 2,000-yard back automatically reduces how many passing yards a quarterback can throw for, I'm showing you an example of that not being true.
That is true. The statistical data. So the benchmark for a good passing season in 2026, it's been this way for 10 years. It's 4,000 yards or beyond. You're talking to me about a guy who didn't eclipse the 4,000. He would have been the first guy in NFL history to do it, and the only guy had he done it. He didn't do it.
Well, I think if you account for the fact that you have a 2,000-yard running back, I think that anybody would say falling 200 yards short of 4,000 yards would still be considered a pretty good year for a quarterback that has a 2,000-yard rusher.
I agree. You know what? I agree with that. That is a great year for a quarterback. A great year for a quarterback. But a better year for a quarterback is winning the Super Bowl. Out of these,
no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Out of these eight running backs that ran for 2,000 yards, I think only 3 of them won the Super Bowl. I think it might be 2 actually. Terrell Davis and Saquon Barkley in those same seasons. And I think did Terrell Davis win Super Bowl MVP? When John Elway won his Super Bowl, I'm not sure, but usually when a guy is running for 2,000 yards, he can't be stopped. The reason why the team doesn't go far or win the Super Bowl with these guys is because the quarterback doesn't know how to adjust. Jalen Hurts gave it up to Saquon Barkley. He ran the ball. He was the decoy for Saquon Barkley getting 2,000 yards. Saquon Barkley never got 2,000 yards in New York because the threat of Jalen Hurts running the ball. The threat of Jalen Hurts keeping the ball, they had defenses on their toes.
I think to give that all to Jalen Hurts, when you have that monstrous O-line and those 2 wide receivers, it definitely would. Well, when you have AJ Brown and Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert, you're going to make people are not going to be able to crowd the box. You know what I mean?
You're absolutely missing it.
If one thing I think y'all know Jalen Hurts can do, we know he can throw a deep ball. And
you cannot crowd the box. You cannot sell out to stop the run because the threat of Jalen Hurts running the ball. This is how Jalen Hurts won Super Bowl MVP.
Hurts, though, bro.
Say that again.
I said, but you can't say it's just Jalen Hurts. Like you don't think
it is. It is.
You don't think AJ Brown?
It is Jalen Hurts. The only other people. So Tanner McKee wouldn't have struck fear in the defense heart playing with Saquon Barkley. In fact, the game Jalen Hurts got hurt in against the Washington Commanders, we was blowing the Commanders out. They came back and won that game because they were able to crash down on Saquon Barkley because there's no threat of nobody keeping the ball. The defense was intercepted. They won the game with 5 turnovers. This alone should prove to you the importance of a quarterback like Jalen Hurts because everybody want to say the defense got 5 turnovers on these guys, we still lost because Jalen Hurts went out in that game. We were up 21-0 when Jalen Hurts went out in that game, I believe. They started crashing down on the edges because you don't have to worry about the quarterback keeping the ball.
Well, okay, so I'll say this. I'm not going to say that I don't believe that Jalen Hurts is part of what they, because when he chooses to run, he's top 3 best running quarterbacks in the league. I'm not going to take that away from him. He's definitely proven himself to be a threat that way. However, I think to just say that teams were not concerned about AJ Brown and Devontae Smith on the outside and were only concerned about Jalen Hurts as a runner, which is why Saquon got those yards. I think that's just, what I'm saying.
They were not concerned. They showed us the ultimate.
You don't think they were concerned about AJ Brown and Devontae Smith?
They were not concerned. You saw the Super Bowl, right? They showed us the ultimate disrespect. They sold out to stop the run, assuming the running narrative is make Jalen Hurts throw the ball. He did it in the Super Bowl, and it cost the Chiefs a 3-peat. They disrespected him. They weren't concerned about Jalen Hurts throwing the ball because everybody likes to sleep on that portion of his game. But when you disrespect somebody who can actually throw the ball, you lose Super Bowls. They didn't come out with no game plan. Their game plan was to leave the wide receivers one-on-one, blitz him, and make him beat the blitz. And he beat the blitz like a drum.
Right now, yeah, but again, like you're zeroing in on that game. What we're discussing is like when I speak of carrying, like I will give Jalen Hurts the credit that he had 2 great Super Bowl games. I'm not taking that away from him. You can't take it away from him. It's on film. Nobody's going to take that away from him. When I speak of being carried, right, what I'm saying is, would the Eagles have made it to the Super Bowl without Saquon Barkley's performance? And the answer, I believe, would be no. I don't think they would have made it.
That's false because we have evidence of Jalen Hurts making it to the Super Bowl without Saquon Barkley. Y'all keep acting like that. Y'all keep acting like that didn't happen.
Totally different. I get that, brother, but that's a totally different. I'm just speaking right now.
Right. You know what? Actually, it is a totally different team. It's a worse defensive team. They had Miles Sanders running the ball, and they had a better offensive coordinator. He still went to the Super Bowl.
You had a much better offensive coordinator in Frank Reich, in my opinion, and you had a much better offense. So you didn't have a great. You were the 29th ranked passing offense in 2024. I literally, listen, I'm a Cowboys fan, obviously by my title. So that means just like you, I watch every Eagles game, just like you watch every Cowboys game, right? I hate watch y'all, you hate watch us, right? We get it. So I and I know you'll be honest, right? I watched Saquon Barkley win multiple games for the Eagles last in 2024. Multiple games.
What's wrong with that?
Saquon Barkley.
And that's the problem. Before I get to the next guy, that's the problem with you Cowboys fans. Y'all think that it's a badge of honor to say my quarterback got to win every game, when in reality your quarterback don't win shit for real. Like,
well,
because
I thought we were discussing carry.
All my quarterback had to do was play clean football. That's not our problem. But
I thought we was discussing him being carried. So, like, you don't believe Saquon Barkley single-handedly took y'all to the Super Bowl with his performance?
I can't with a straight face say a quarterback was carried when he won Super Bowl MVP. When they shut down Saquon,
you're talking about a game. I'm talking about over the season. You're I can't, bro.
But the season don't matter. Saquon Barkley can run for 200 yards against the Giants, his former team that year. Saquon Barkley can have his way against the Commanders and the Cowboys. He's going to do that. But when it comes to playoffs, getting beyond the second round, I know that's something that you don't really know too much about. Defense is stepping up and they try their hardest to stop key players.
Come on, bro. Listen, y'all got 2 Super Bowls in 150 years of NFL football. Stop acting like y'all just know what it's like.
Y'all been
scum on the bottom of our shoes for like.
That's also false. That's also false because
so let me ask you, why haven't y'all caught us yet then? Why haven't y'all caught us?
It hasn't been.
We've given y'all a 30-year head start. Why haven't y'all caught us then?
Why haven't y'all won a Super Bowl in the salary cap era?
Why haven't y'all caught us yet?
Why can't y'all win a Super Bowl?
Why can't y'all catch us? It's been 30 years. It's so easy. It's so easy to do. Why can't you? Answer that for me. Why haven't y'all caught us in 30 years?
Why do y'all have the longest
drought in the NFC? We giving y'all a 30-year head start.
Why do y'all have the longest drought in the NFC? I'm confused.
I'm confused.
No, you
You
should be
doing all
confused.
this talking like y'all a winning franchise,
Why you
but
got
in
one of
30
these?
years,
Go
in
put your
30
camera
years,
on and put one of these on.
y'all still haven't come close to catching us in
Go
30
put your
years.
camera on and put one of these on.
But you talking about
Go put
your
your
team
camera
like y'all
on
a
and
winning
put one of these
franchise,
on.
bro. Y'all not a winning franchise.
You
Y'all
can't do
losing.
that. You can't do
Y'all
that.
a losing y'all just started winning like a couple of weeks ago, bro.
We've been in 2 of the
Y'all
last
been
4
looking
Super
up.
Bowls.
Y'all been looking up at
Make
us
it make
for
sense.
30 years,
Y'all
wanting to be like
made
us.
the playoffs in 2 years.
And guess what? Guess what? Y'all still haven't caught us.
Y'all haven't made the playoffs in 2
So
years.
what does that say
How many
about
rings
y'all?
that got?
30 years and y'all still haven't caught us.
How
30
many rings
years.
that got?
You got a running back at quarterback.
How many rings that got?
This is how you know nobody respects him, because it's year 6. He's a Super Bowl MVP, got a championship, and people are still arguing if he's even a top 10 quarterback.
You want to know who respects
Aren't y'all supposed to be drafting a quarterback in round 2 this year?
Who told you
That's
that?
crazy work.
Narrative. So when we don't draft a quarterback in round 2,
that's crazy work. Nobody, the jury's still out on a Super Bowl MVP. That's how you know people don't believe in him like that, bro.
Where's Dak's jacket?
Hey, the jury's still out on that nigga. At 6 years, Super Bowl MVP, and the jury's still out on that nigga. What that tell you?
Dak's jacket.
What that tell you, bro? Dak don't have one yet. Dak still got a career. Dak career still going though.
Man, at ease, as you were. Get your ass out of here, Cowboys fan. Get out of here. How dare a Cowboys fan come in here and try to debate us and give us a lecture on winning? Y'all don't do that. Next caller. Boy, stop. Next caller, please. Come in here talking all philosophy. Get your ass out of here, man. Zach, what's going on, Zach?
Man,
I'm going to remind you of the claim. The claim is Jalen Hurts was never carried. That's my claim. Let me know how you feel about it.
And I agree with my diehard Eagles fan to this day, man. You already know, man. Go Birds. I just want to tell you real quick, bro. Ever since my QB has stepped foot as a starter as the Eagles, have we ever been in a situation to be like, well, maybe this season he is getting carried? Because last time I checked, the man has put his 2 cents in every season. There's not one season to where I'm like, this man has played horrible. Oh, okay, cool. This man has been carried by this is that third. If anything, Saquon had an outstanding season. Okay, yes, we see it's Saquon. We know what that boy was capable of. He just needed a good team to be on to show more people what he was capable of. But when it's all said and done, when it came to that, what? Let's see, what the freaking wild card game, Jalen had his sense in that. Saquon didn't really do a lot. Saquon, when we needed him to put on his cape, he put on his cape. Correct?
And that is what makes him elite. And that is why I can't say he was carried.
Exactly. First play of the divisional round. Who scored? My QB did. He told me that thing.
And people listen. I want all the naysayers in here because I'm going to beat the naysayers up with facts.
Man, I want that Cowboys in there because he talking about us like where we been. Where has Dak been? Where's that 60 million at?
And you know what? Every time you see he's ready, bro. He's ready to crash out. He's ready to crash out.
But Dak's selfish, and that's what
he's ready to crash out. Because this is the thing about it today. If we talking about Jalen Hurts, you better make sure your quarterback is squared away.
Exactly.
You better make sure your guy's squared away.
I'm like, if I'm not mistaken, for the last few years, Cowboys ain't had the best all-around put teams, but they didn't have a team to where y'all can make some noise. But that's
the Cowboys that make the playoffs in 2 years, man. You talking to a man? I don't miss the playoffs. I don't know nothing about that shit. My team been in the playoffs 5 years. I don't know nothing about that, man. I appreciate you calling in, Zach.
You said what, man?
I said I appreciate you calling in, Zach. I'm gonna try to find another hater to bring up here after my guy Wolf.
I got you, man.
I appreciate you, man.
No problem.
I'm saying, man, the community's strong, man. And you know what? I applaud homeboy for calling in, but he had to know it was gonna go left at some point. Look about why y'all ain't catch us. Boy, you ain't seen the Super Bowl since milk was 30 cents a gallon. We ain't about to do that. Worf, what's going on?
Yo, you can hear me?
What's going on? I hear you loud and clear.
Bruh, all right, so first of all, everybody, what bum-ass team won the Super Bowl? Like, you know what I'm saying? What
Never heard of it.
Has won the Super Bowl? You feel me? Like, even with the Chiefs had an elite defense. They got a Hall of Fame quarterback. I mean, they got a Hall of Fame coach. They had a Hall of Fame defensive coordinator. They got a Hall of Fame defensive tackle. They have a Hall of Fame tight end. Like, come on, everybody has a little help. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I just thought about, Worf, as you say that? Why nobody ain't saying Andy Reid is carrying Patrick Mahomes?
Hello.
Because everybody talks so bad. Nick Sirianni is trash. We ready to get rid of him every year. Jalen been to 2 Super Bowls with Nick Sirianni as his head coach. And with a different offensive coordinator every year.
Thank you.
How the hell he carried?
Thank you.
And how the hell he carried? How is that carried?
Thank you.
You got to learn a new offense every goddamn year.
That shit underrated, bro. That's the underrated aspect that nobody talking about, bro. And then to your boy with the Ryan Tannehill point, Ryan Tannehill threw the ball 120 more times than Jalen. Of course, he's gonna have more yards, bro. Like,
you know what? I ain't even looked that up. I ain't even want to diagnose
like,
that.
Come on, don't
Sharp
even
said, where do I join the where do I join the link at? It's right in there for you, player. Haters, join the link. Everybody. I'm gonna put it on Twitter one more time because that's where most of the haters reside. Make sure you share it. If your barber's a hater, send it to your barber. If your hairstylist is a hater, send it to your hairstylist. I see you right there, Cast the Barbarian. I see that you joined. Shout out to all the super chats coming in. I see that you joined. We're going to get to our third point. Jalen Hurts can run any system. That is my claim. Success under multiple coordinators. Alabama, Oklahoma, NFL success. RPO mastery, deep ball growth, command at the line of scrimmage. What system can't he run? You know what I'm saying? That's what it starts boiling down to at this point. What system can't he run? Cast the Barbarian, you live. Cast the Barbarian, you live. Got cold feet? Get him on out of here. You know what I mean? My third claim, 722 people in the building. 724 people in the building. I'm going to put the link right here again. My third claim is that Jalen Hurts can run any system. Any system. See, people don't want to join after Buddy just got cooked. I tried to keep it right. But Jalen Hurts can run any system. I'll explain why. You don't even have to join. I'll explain why. It's really self-explanatory. Lenny D just joined. Let's talk about it, Lenny. Cast the Barbarian came back. He was first. Let me get Cass in here. Cast the Barbarian. My third claim is Jalen Hurts can run any system.
Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
Hey,
who's your team first so I get an understanding of your mindset?
I am a Birds fan. I am a Jalen Hurts fan. I am an Eagles fan. Since 2000, I've been here. I've been down with the movement. So I'm gonna tell you like this: the problem I have with this carry narrative that nobody has said, that I've listened to all y'all streams. Every time they say, "Oh well, if Saquon's not there, y'all don't go to the Super Bowl." My problem with that is you assume that if Saquon's not there, the offense would still look the same. We'd still have the 29th ranked passing offense. We wouldn't. He's already proven that when the run game isn't there, he's gonna make it happen. That's what it does. Like, that's the problem I have with this carry narrative. Like, there's games where if you watch the game, Jalen might have thrown for 130 yards, but that 70 of those yards was on the drive we needed to win the game.
Exactly.
Like,
or he made that throw on 4th and 5 to seal the game, or he did certain elite shit to make sure we walked away. You know, maybe he didn't like what he saw on 3rd down, decided not to force it, and we punted, and he put it back in the defense's hands. Those are elite qualities. Those are dudes that are not you know what I mean? It's just certain shit you do to get the job done. Certain shit you do, man. Let me get to hold on. Go in here real quick. Let me get to Lenny real quick. Lenny, what's going on?
What's up, man? Y'all LB?
I can't complain.
Yeah, I'm outside walking, listening to everybody talk crazy.
Exactly.
People, what killed me is we're not in the Tom Brady era no more. People love to bring up the fact that Jalen Hurts only had 19 passing touchdowns. Like, if he ain't a dual threat quarterback,
right?
Like, he got rushing touchdowns too. Count those too.
Right.
And
you know, to put it in context, he already got 120. He got 110 passing touchdowns. 110 passing touchdowns.
That's what I'm
63 rushing touchdowns. The guy gets shit done.
But you know what killed me though? Drake made it to the Super Bowl only having 80-something passing yards, but they'll still say he was second runner up in MVP. Like
Yeah,
that's
you know that's a great point. That is a great point because he was asked in the Super Bowl as well. He was also asked in the NFC Championship game, but they're trying to compare his season. That one good season is so much better than Jalen Hurts'. How? Where was the guy at that was cooking week 1 through 16? Where was he at in the Super Bowl?
Exactly. And what killed me is people like to say that's just one game in the Super Bowl. That's the biggest game of the season.
That's
and
the
he
only
showed
thing
up
that matters. That is the difference between this hat and being able to talk like how we could talk. That's the difference between the city being shut down for a parade and you got to go to work because you mad because your team lost.
And last thing I'm gonna say
means a lot.
Last thing I'm gonna say, LB, I'm an Eagles fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm born and raised from Dallas, Texas, bro. I'm almost
you amongst haters, man. I was down there in Little Elm over the summer.
Oh
yeah, I was down there in Little Elm over the summer, and it's Cowboys country. It's deep down there. It's deep down there.
But this is the thing, LB though. Like,
beautiful place. It's deep down there.
For one, I'm almost next year. I'm gonna be 30. Never seen Cowboys win shit. And then the second thing is the people that's like Dak fans / Cowboy fans that's not from Dallas. Little they know, some people in Dallas is tired of that.
Right.
They just quiet as kept. They really tired of that.
We know because not winning is tiring, man. That's tiring in itself, man. That's tiring in itself. But I'm gonna get to some next people. I appreciate you calling in, bro. Man. You've been supporting me for a while too. You think I don't know, but I know.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna throw the claim back up there right now. The third claim is he can run any system. I know it's not a lot of people that's gonna be in here ready to debate this. They don't want to do that. Let me look at let me see what RLW got going on real quick. I see you in there, Lowalis. I see you in there. Let me see RLW. This look like a hater. RLW, what's up?
You can hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
Yo, yeah, my cousin, he put me in here because he's a heavy Eagles fan. I'm a Rams fan. I just want to preface that.
Okay.
So the prompt was he is essentially a system quarterback.
No. My claim is that he can run any system.
That's what I'm saying. I'm disagreeing with you. He's a system. Well, I'm sorry. Well, yeah, he only functions in that particular system, and I have to say that number one, it's
so
you can kind of look at.
Before you elaborate, which system is it that he can function in? He's had a different offensive coordinator.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, all right, let me just. I'm just trying to bring up some of my points. You know what I mean? It has to kind of like at least last year, rely heavily on the run game. Let's see. My bad. I was over here taking notes.
No, go take your time.
It's behind, kind of like an elite offensive line. There's just certain he has to be in that situation in order.
So you're talking about
to be successful is essentially what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Okay. Every single time he's in like a pass heavy, not every time, because we've seen that where that really wasn't accurate. But most of the time when he's in like a pass heavy, you know what I'm saying, situation, he generally fails.
Where have you seen where Jalen can't have a shootout at? Where have you seen it?
Yo, I saw this stat where he had like under 10 yards, like in a half, twice last season.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, yo,
everybody likes to harp on that, but the fact is, you brought up the offensive line. It was the worst offensive line.
And look what happened.
Hold on. You brought up the offensive line. It was the worst offensive line in Jalen Hurts' tenure. You bring up the running game. It probably was the second worst rushing season from a running back in Jalen Hurts' tenure. You bring up the fact that the passes completed in the second halves of those two games, the offensive coordinator was fired. So I think you have more support and evidence that when people are doing their job, Jalen Hurts can win more football games. Last year,
unless y'all run into a team where it relies on him to drop back in the pocket, and make.
Last year we played the Minnesota Vikings. They had
the Vikings were.
Jalen Hurts had the only perfect passer rating of the season
against the Vikings, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Like two pass defense though.
All right. I mean, okay.
Rodgers was looking like an all-pro. Those guys were good. And
the second
I guess, man. Rams. You're a Rams fan, right?
Yeah.
The second half against your Rams, he threw 3 touchdowns in the
Oh
second
my
half
God.
and rallied the team back to win the game.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of, first off, he played amazingly well in the second half. I'll say that. There was a lot that happened in that game that kind of allowed that to happen. But I'm gonna accept that loss. Like, I'm not gonna go there.
What
You know what I mean? I'm not. We lost. We lost. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, there's nothing I can say about that. Huh?
Exactly. There's nothing you can say about
Yeah, there's nothing. No, I'm not gonna bring up how, you know, anything about. I mean, even when we were in the playoffs against y'all in that snow game. I mean, there were certain situations that I'm watching now. It doesn't matter. I'm not. That's not what I'm talking. Right now, I'm just saying how.
You know what? That game is interesting to me. I almost wish that it wasn't no snow in that game. But Saquon Barkley Saquon took off. There are things that quarterbacks must
and without that, yo, that's what I'm saying. That's without that, man. First off, y'all would, there are multiple reasons why I don't even believe y'all would even have 2 Super Bowls. You know, I'm sorry. Well, my bad. That 1 Super Bowl. First off, y'all picked up literally like the best running back in the league. You know what I'm saying? Which without him, y'all wouldn't have been there. You know what I mean? In the first place.
Listen, in both of Jalen Hurts' Super Bowls, he has a top 8 all-time passer rating.
I'm
like 7 and one being 2.
That's what I'm saying. You can have an elite game, you know what I'm saying, and not be an elite quarterback. You know what I mean? Jalen Hurts isn't above average quarterback.
I completely disagree with that because people don't just wake up and say, I'm going to be elite in the Super Bowl. History proves that. People, and they damn sure don't do it twice. History proves that. The likelihood of going back to the Super Bowl after you lose the first one is low in itself. You got to be a special player to achieve that. So
it's more so the team. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, he was in the right situation for that to happen. Huh?
RLW. He went twice with 2 different teams.
But the first time y'all had like a top 5 defense. You know what I mean? You kind of like
the first time. It was the number 2. Listen, the first time Jalen Hurts went to the Super Bowl, the Chiefs didn't punt. Do you understand? The Chiefs didn't punt.
I'm talking about the path there. You know what I'm saying?
Our defensive coordinator. All right. After the Super Bowl, the Chiefs did.
I'm talking about your path there. I'm talking about your path to the Super Bowl. I mean, the game is a little. The game, all right, I understand.
I'm not after the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts was all pro.
No, I'm saying y'all had one of the top offenses in the league as well. You feel me? I'm not disagreeing with that, but again, he was in the perfect situation, and that's why he got.
Jalen Hurts was an all pro the first time he went to the Super Bowl. There's only like 9 guys that have won Super Bowl MVP and 1 all pro.
My cousin be saying this,
it's a fact though, but it's a fact. Your cousin knows his facts.
Well, he's an Eagles fan, you know what I'm saying? But we have this conversation every day, and I'm like, dude is kind of mid, and that was exposed last.
So you disagree with all 3 claims. You disagree with the fact that Jalen Hurts was never carried. You disagree with the fact that
he was definitely carried.
Quarterback. What was the second?
He's not. The second one where you're saying he's an elite quarterback. Some of his stats are drastically inflated. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact, that like his rushing stats, like I understand that's like a huge part of his game. But again, in order to be an elite quarterback, I mean, again, we have this.
I was running for 700 yards in the season overrated.
Well, no, I'm saying that's what I was about to go into. What I'm saying is, so again, it's not really a new phenomenon, but you know what I mean? Traditionally, elite quarterbacks at some point in time can be in the pocket. And again, Hurts has actually done that.
You got it wrong. Traditionally, guys with his skill set were told that they can't win a Super Bowl. And you talk about having to win from the pocket. I agree. You have to show times that you can win from the pocket. And he's done that in the Super Bowl and in the playoffs. He's done it when he needed to do it. Against your team, you saw that he can throw the ball. You saw it. So what are we doing here? You saw it against your team.
What I'm saying is the reason why I can make these claims is specifically because of last year. It got to the point where y'all had like one of the crappiest like OCs, you know what I mean? That I don't even know how this man was allowed, you know what I mean, to exist. You feel me? But at the end of the day, at some point in time, like, if you're an elite quarterback, that even with that, like, I just imagine Stafford in that situation. Right. You know what I mean? He's not gonna be as mid. You feel me? As Hurts was. That's
with those route concepts. Absolutely, he will be. He will.
No, he won't because he has the ability to do things like the no look pass. You know, there are certain situations where, I mean, first off, again, and my cousin makes this, you know, very clear. I think he's in the league for like 6 or 7 years, and it's really not fair to, I guess, compare someone with that compared to the mo. But what again, it comes to, oh shit, he's texting me now. You know, it comes to
shout out to your cousin for putting you on the stream, man.
yeah, because now we go through this argument literally every day. Yo, my uncle, my cousins, they all Eagles fans, and for years, you feel me? I had to sit there and be like, yo, just pipe down until y'all finally got one. And I want to like Hurts, you know what I'm saying? But I just think again, y'all are in the East. You feel me? We play y'all again next year, and I guarantee, like McVay, we're not. It doesn't matter, yo. What I'm saying is that from watching this dude, especially more so last year, there were situations where this dude just didn't look like he knew essentially how to play the quarterback position. You know, I know you're about to pull up the route tree. I feel you, like, yo. But
no,
again,
you can't possibly feel me. This is JSN's route tree on the bottom. This is AJ Brown's route tree at top.
Because that's all he knew how to do. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Yo, again, we're going to see.
He has one of the highest completion percentages across the middle of the field. We just don't design those type of plays. You can't even see in between the hash marks for JSNs. You can see the whole damn middle of the field. This is AJ Brown. AJ Brown excels in crossing patterns. That's how he made his name.
And what I'm trying to say is maybe the reason why it wasn't drawn up that way is because Hurts can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to see, because I think Vitulo got hired by somebody else. You know what I mean?
You watch both Super Bowls, bro?
Oh, my God. See, that's where it's always going to come down to, that one argument. You feel me?
Every corner field. Listen. I understand. I'm going to let you go because I got more people joining.
Fair enough.
Y'all gripes and y'all concerns. It would be so valid if he didn't go to Super Bowls and win.
That's what it's always going to come down to. Fair enough.
That's the bottom line.
Fair enough. I just want to end it with this. You know what I'm saying? That dude, if he continues.
Do you think people would have cared if Jalen Hurts would have lost the Super Bowl and cried at the podium? Josh Allen is running around this bitch crying.
Josh Allen is also another mid dude. You feel me? Like, yo, I'm not blinded.
Josh Allen is not a mid quarterback. He's not a mid quarterback. Right. I disagree with that. He just has performance anxiety. He just can't get it done.
I'm gonna just say this one more thing, bro. Yo, if Hurts continues the way he is, like coming off last season, that dude is not touching the Hall of Fame, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I understand. I understand your concern, but Jalen Hurts will be in the third Super Bowl and within the next 2 years.
What? Yo, okay. All right, we're gonna see.
Super Bowl within the next 2 years. He just got the it factor, man. But dog, I really enjoyed the back and forth.
Nah, facts, man. I'm gonna tune in, bro.
I do this. Make sure you tap in, bro.
All right, be easy, man.
I got you. We deep, man. The lobby is filling up for sure. I understand we got some Eagle supporters in the building, but I'm trying to get to the naysayers. JD, I believe, is a naysayer. I know my guy Silas is an Eagles fan. David, I don't know who that is. Dave Eagle, I know who that is. Y'all gotta stop. Make sure that y'all names say naysayer. I'm gonna take a chance with JD. JD, what's up?
Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
No,
the
I'm not a
claim we are debating right now is that Jalen Hurts can run any system. Are you a Jalen Hurts supporter or not?
No, I'm an Eagles fan. I've been following you for a minute.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment from the last guy, the crazy Rams fan.
Right.
I'm an Eagles fan, Jalen fan, all that. I just wanted to say I think he's talking crazy because first of all, they say he's not. They say he's a system quarterback. I highly disagree with that. Now, I think every quarterback, there's not been a quarterback that's not been in good situations. Now, situations matter. Now, if you say Jalen, which situation he did not inherit, we got to understand that. He was drafted in 2020. He started in 2021 with the worst wide receivers, that a rookie Devontae Smith. So I don't know when they talk about these system quarterback, I don't really understand what they mean. Jalen has basically got DeAndre Swift, his first 1,000-yard season, got Miles Sanders, got him paid to go to Carolina. He hasn't had 1,000 yards since Saquon came here from the Giants, ran for 2,000.
Right.
But I want to say about his Rams claim about Matthew Stafford, very good quarterback. But when he won his Super Bowl, nobody talks about his team that he had. They traded for Odell. They traded for Von Miller. They had Aaron Donald.
Cooper Cup in his prime. So he was sitting in Detroit with one of the best wide receivers in NFL history in Calvin Johnson. And as elite talent as he is as a quarterback, he didn't do anything. They had to trade Golf, which another situation with elite players, with a new offensive coordinator, which Jalen Hurts has every year and still makes the playoffs. Jared Goff gets a new offensive coordinator with the talent around him.
Hold on. Let me pause you real quick. Y'all need to stop saying Eagles fans don't have knowledge of the game. I can sit back here and not say nothing because what he's doing right now is absolutely preaching. You please continue.
Yeah, so I would say we would argue at least that Detroit's top 3-5 roster in NFL, and I would see what would they didn't do anything with that roster offensively. So I don't really know.
You know what people don't like to talk about though? Let's talk about this for a second. AJ Brown wasn't thought of as elite until he got with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, for sure.
No all pros, and we knew AJ was a dog. We knew what we were inheriting. But the respect on his name and all of this media attention, nobody really cared to even look at A.J. Brown the way that they look at him right now until he got with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Thanks.
You know what I mean? It's got to be something said of a quarterback's ability to keep having these 1,000-yard duels. And this is 1,000-yard duels.
Yeah.
It ain't just one guy. It's got to be said of a quarterback's ability to have your wide receiver make an all-pro 3 times.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
3 times in a row. 3 times in a row.
3 times in a row. I think he broke the streak last year, right?
Yes, and 1,000 yards every year since he's been in Philadelphia.
1,000 yards every year.
Even in the down year, 1,000 yards. So I don't even like what these guys be talking about. I have absolutely no idea what they talk about.
They don't know what they're talking about. I see a lot of these guys. They like to make excuses for success, and we like to pinpoint over here the reasoning for success. There's a reason for the success, and the quarterback is a big part of that.
Yeah,
it's as clear as day.
Yeah, and one of the other guys that was on here, people like to ask the question, well, what does Jalen Hurts do well? He does what makes him elite, what makes him a good quarterback. He does a little bit of everything well. Like when you talk about elite quarterbacks, you can only pinpoint like 1 or 2 things that they do well. Like he's like what's that saying? A jack of all trades. He can run, he can throw. You know what I'm saying? And he and he has composure. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really know, what these guys be talking about. I mean,
I don't know what they're talking about either. But at the end of the day, when you don't win and you watch guys like Jalen Hurts win who you don't like, it's going to be a lot of stuff said about that, man. But dog, I appreciate you.
I just want to say one last thing. I think the reason why Jalen gets so much hate is because they can't quantify what he does.
Right. Exactly. To a degree, I really can't even quantify what he does. I just know what he does is working.
Right.
And so this is what I boiled it down to. Being able to take care of the ball when you got to take care of the ball.
Yes.
Like it's just as simple as that, in my opinion. Like he just does not make critical mistakes often. You see Josh Allen, the way he lost in the playoffs, he had 4 turnovers in the playoffs. Jalen going to give you that against the Chargers in the regular season, but that shit is not going to happen in the postseason.
Yeah, that was once time in his career. But I appreciate you, man. Go Birds.
Oh, you already know, bro. Go Birds. You know what I mean? The Eagles community is live and in charge. Live and in charge, man. Let me get to my guy, Lil Wallace, man. He been in here for a little minute. Lil Wallace, what up?
What's up, my guy? You know what? I've been waiting to talk to you, bro. Hey, bro, I be supporting you, Simone Tone. You already know this, bro.
You,
man, you already know that. Listen, I am from Mississippi. I'm telling you, born and raised, still here. But guess what? Philly all damn day. I'm gonna tell you all damn day. Listen, I'm gonna go and say this, and I'm gonna get it. I promise you, I'm gonna go to the Rams, and then I'm gonna go to the Dak because I know Dak. Oh, trust me. But listen, the Rams. I gotta piggyback off my guy. Listen, how you gonna say Jalen would carry, but Matthew Stafford was in Detroit for 9 years, had to go to the Rams, and you finally get a Super Bowl? Let's stop. Let's get out of here with that, man.
Let's talk
about it, bro. You have to go to the Rams to get the Super Bowl, but you're with Calvin Johnson.
You had to run around Odell Beckham and Aaron Donald with them. Let's talk about it.
Man, come on, bro. But I get off that. All right. So go to the Dak. So we want to talk about, I think the only reason why Dak is getting this praise because he's with the Cowboys, but when he was at MSU. You know, I'm a state fan, so you didn't do
Right,
nothing for
Mississippi
us.
State, right.
So you didn't do nothing for us when you was there.
No,
You
but
was number
what they
one.
were saying
You,
was, I think he had there was number one ranked for like a week or something like that.
we were ranked number one for at least 4 weeks until we met Alabama. Who and guess who was on the team?
Jalen?
Oh, okay. Fuck out of here. So don't
Hold
tell me
on,
I
hold
don't
on,
know.
hold on, hold on,
Don't
hold on,
tell
hold
me
on.
I don't
Hold
know.
on. LaWallace, let me make sure I got this right. So Mississippi State was ranked number one for 4 weeks until they ran into a Jalen Hurts led Alabama team.
Get out here. Get out
Come
here.
on, man. Come on, man.
So
I
let's
ain't know
talk about,
that.
bro. I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. So that's what I tell folks. And that listen, only reason, man, come on,
I ain't
man,
know that.
bro. Listen,
No, do you understand how many people gonna have to put on a bulletproof bodysuit now when they bring that shit up to me? I ain't know that.
come on, bro. Oh, he wasn't. Oh, well, listen. If he wasn't, but guess what? Even if he wasn't, guess what? You still didn't do nothing against Bama.
Right.
I'm sorry. That's my fault, y'all. Hey, excuse me. But guess what though? But guess what? Even that claim of you still didn't do
They
nothing.
say he wasn't on the team. All right.
But that what I said. That what I said.
I'm
Let me.
gonna work myself because I was ready to cook some people.
Hey, I wish he was. Cause guess what? He still would have did it though.
I agree with that.
Hey, but I'm still say this, man. Hey, at the end of the day, Jalen has been through what 10 OCs since college.
Yeah.
So how is he not a system? Come on, bro. He is the system. Let's stop this. Let's stop this.
We gotta
They
stop it.
having
We
to
gotta stop it, man.
we having to the OC having to fit what Jalen does. Come on, bro.
We gotta stop. We gotta stop it, man. But you know, I always appreciate you coming in, bro. I
Yes,
always
sir.
enjoyed
Yes, sir, bro. You know I'm gonna be
being in,
here
bro.
for the rest of the time, bro.
You already know. We're gonna get over to my fourth claim. We're gonna get to the fourth claim real quick. He had me hyped. I was ready to do some damage with that one. My fourth claim is examining the criticism of Jalen Hurts. The system quarterback was labeled way too quickly. Processing question more often than it should be. You know what I'm saying? Athleticism highly highlighted over intellect. Historical QB narrative patterns. Are QBs evaluated equally? I think that the criticism towards Jalen Hurts is deeper than football. Let me know what y'all got to say. Hold on. Let me see something. Look at this graphic off here. Who in here? David,
Oh,
what's good?
what's going on, Lord?
What's going on with it? You ready? You want me to get
Yeah, I'm
somebody
ready.
next? I'm gonna kick you.
I'm
You
ready.
gotta get
I'm
your thoughts
ready.
together?
I'm ready.
You ready? So
Yeah,
my first claim is that the criticism towards Jalen Hurts is bigger than football. How you feel about that? My fourth claim.
it's bigger than football,
It's bigger than
man.
football. It goes beyond X's and O's.
Um, well, I just wanna talk about. I actually had it in my head about two key ups ago. The person that was talking before, the one that just keyed up, he was talking about. He said something about Jalen Hurts, and Matthew Stafford. Was it the buddy that was just talked before me, or was that
That
the?
was ALW. That was two people before you.
Okay, okay.
LW.
Yeah, yeah. So I basically want to say Jalen Hurts, to me, in my opinion, um, I've been a Cowboy fan since '92. I was born in '84. Um, and I've been watching football for a while. I feel, I want to talk about something else other than what you just said because I feel like I've been, when you listen and you listen, you kind of start poking at whatever people have been saying. So I feel like Jalen Hurts this year is going to be the year where we're going to find out if he's really going to be a quarterback or not. I feel like every year since he's been there in 22 as a full starter, he's always had 1,000 yard rusher. I feel like we've never seen anything else other than an RPO system quarterback. Um,
You an Eagles fan?
no, I'm a Cowboy fan.
Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah, I feel like I've been watching him carefully, and I always tell my brother this because he's an Eagles fan. I tell him he's an RPO king. I feel like Jalen Hurts is an RPO king. He mastered that shit. But moving to 2026, he's slowing down. I was watching highlights of him in 22. He was fast. He was fast, man. That guy's fast. He's slowing down. I feel like every year, I know for a fact he's always had 1,000 yard rusher since he's been a full starter. And last year, um, he people had to depend more on his arm than than the running game. You know, he didn't have that going for him. So I feel like more was on his back. And I know for a fact I saw several games where I said, "Man, he could have completed that pass. Man, if you only did this, if you only did that." 2, 3 games, y'all could have got the second seed, right? It would have made a big difference.
Well, we
It,
decided to
it,
sit our starters. That's probably the main reason we didn't get the second seed. That
it,
is the main reason we didn't get the
Lord,
second.
Lord, I swear to God, I remember seeing games wide open fucking receivers,
So
and I told
maybe
myself,
right. So maybe
bro, please,
so
just
maybe against so maybe that applies against a few games in the season, but it also applies to every quarterback across the spectrum of the National Football League. You know, and
yeah,
this is one thing that people don't realize. Running an RPO is not a crutch. When you run an RPO, that's intellect because you have three things you can do. You
yeah,
can
pass, throw, run,
you
yeah,
can pass, or you can
yeah.
hand it over to the running back. That's three different things you have to do. I've seen Jalen Hurts completely take players like Micah Parsons out of the game by using the RPO. So yes, Jalen Hurts is great at using the RPO, but he is also great at throwing the football because you watched both of our Super Bowls, hoping we will lose both. I'm pretty sure. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And with that being said, we have critical evidence, imperative evidence of Jalen Hurts being able to throw the ball. So these narratives that Jalen Hurts is being carried and these narratives that Jalen Hurts is a system quarterback, they all stem from people not being able to educatedly explain his success because you've seen him throw the ball with the only perfect passer rating game of the season. We've seen him run an RPO. We've seen him run for 700 yards. This is a guy who is simply willing to do everything to win. Now, the Dallas Cowboys would win much more games if Dak Prescott was more willing to run the ball, correctly? Correct?
Yeah, but
You think
he's
Dak
not
can run
that.
the ball more, right?
Yeah, he's not that quarterback no more though.
He's
Dak
not
is
that
not that
quarterback no
quarterback.
more, but there are
He's not.
opportunities instead of standing there
Yeah,
needing a 4 yard
I agree.
completion and throwing a pick
Yeah,
six or some shit where you could
I
probably
agree.
try to pick those yards up.
Yeah, I
So
agree. I feel like this coming year, I think we're gonna find out what Jalen Hurts is. I think they're gonna take away the RPO and they're gonna make him something we haven't
you can't
seen.
take away the RPO.
All these years, you're gonna have to because everybody's already used to the RPOs. Everybody knows what he's gonna do. Everybody already adjusted to that style of play.
And this is
It,
what I
they
hate about
adjusted
the narrative. This year we'll find out. We already found out what Jalen Hurts is. Why are you guys still looking for evidence about an All-Pro
because we've
Super
never
Bowl
seen
MVP?
anything other than RPO play from Jalen Hurts. It's
Why
that
are you
simple.
that's
We've never
false
seen
because
anything else other than that.
The Eagles did not successfully run the RPO en route to winning a Super Bowl with Jalen Hurts. They didn't successfully do it.
Okay,
That's
but
a
what
false
I'm trying to
narrative.
tell you is that
You don't have to run an
you
RPO to
can't
be
do this for
successful.
his whole career and expect him to keep succeeding like he's done. People are gonna
He
figure
doesn't.
you out.
This is the thing, though. He doesn't have to be what you guys need him to be.
No,
He doesn't
he
have
has
to
to
be.
be what works.
He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to throw the guys you like are losers, though. Dak Prescott is a loser.
Yeah,
Let's
he
be
is.
clear. Joe Burrow is a
Yeah.
loser. He lost the
I don't like
Super
Dak,
Bowl.
and I'm a Cowboy fan. I scream every fucking year, so you don't got to tell me about that. I
No,
know. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just saying. But you think Dak is better than Jalen, right?
I think he's a better quarterback than Jalen.
How does that?
Um,
How do you think Dak Prescott? You think he's a better passer or a better quarterback?
no, I think he's a better passer. I'm not gonna say quarterback because my quarterback doesn't show up in the main. Bro, you don't have to tell me
Exactly.
he doesn't show up when it matters. I've been in my TV. I broke one TV of mine in my man cave. You don't have to tell me about that.
I
I
don't need you
scream
to break no
every
more
single time.
TVs. I need you to
You
come
know
to
what
the
I'm saying?
realization that you
So,
have a $60
but we're talking about
million man.
Jalen. We're
You got
talking
a
about
$60
Jalen though.
million guy who's never going to win a
Yeah.
Super Bowl. So I think that more respect needs to be put on guys' name like Jalen Hurts, who I was at the parade, bro. It was margaritas, it was liquor flying all over the place. It was the city, it was lit. I want that for you, but you'll never get it. You'll never get it in this lifetime. And it's because of your quarterback. So I can't sit here with confidence and say, I can't sit with confidence and let you talk down bad
I have a
about the Super
prediction.
Bowl MVP who just
I have a prediction. You guys aren't gonna have a good year in
we're
2026.
not going to do
I
what?
get you're not gonna have a good year in 2026.
Well,
I
I have a
guarantee.
prediction for you. We're going to win a Super.
I
We're
have
going to
a
win a division for the
prediction.
third straight year.
Just trust me. Trust me when I say this. You guys are due for a bad year. You've had a nice, sexy four
Last year was a
years,
bad year for us.
right? No, 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 no.
Next
You
our
guys made
bad
it to the
year.
playoffs. You made it to the playoffs because of your defense and you had a good team. This year, you guys are gonna have a bad year.
Why didn't you make the playoffs, David?
Why? Because our defense was garbage, dog
How
shit.
can your quarterback overcome that if he's a better
Our
passer
my quarterback
quarterback
played
than
good
Jalen
in
Hurts?
with. Look, I have a crappy team and my quarterback played good. You have a good team and your quarterback played like shit.
Your quarterback played good. You missed the playoffs.
My quarterback played out of his mind this year.
But you missed the
In a shitty
playoffs.
team.
So
Your quarterback played
listen,
like
you might
dog
make the
shit
playoffs if
on a
your
good
quarterback
team.
doesn't shit
That
the
was the
bed against the
difference.
Cardinals and I think the Panthers.
That was the difference.
Right. So why can't
Okay.
your quarterback play good against inferior teams at all times? Mine can.
Oh, I just told you why. He's just dog shit. But you just asked me. You just asked me who.
You
You asked
hate
me
your
who had a better
quarterback.
year. You asked me who had a
You
better
hate
year. I'm
your
telling
own
you.
quarterback. So nothing you say, David, as you were, sir. Cowboys fans be bugging. Let me get to my guy, Silas. What's up, Silas?
What's going on, bro?
What's going on? Before you start, I gotta let people know this. I have known this guy since like 10th grade. We damn near about to be 40 now. We went to high school. I think we went to elementary school together.
Elementary school,
Yeah, we
kindergarten.
went to elementary school together. His peoples lived on the same block as my grandpa, bro. I've known this guy for so long. And one thing I can say about Silas and myself is we have both been Eagles fans the whole time I've known him. What's going on, Silas?
I'm good, bro. How you feeling?
I can't complain, man. Blessed, man. Doing my thing, man.
Yes, sir. So it pains me to hear that these people don't know football at all. Like, it's horrible. But just to touch on Jalen, what he does well is he is a student of the game. That's what makes him elite. He is the personification of hard work beats talent.
I like that.
Like, you can have the most talented quarterback and they don't put the work in. And your talent's only going to get you but so far. Jalen has talent, but he puts the work, and that's why he elevates. And as far as him not being able to throw over the middle, I think people got to stop trying to say he can't do it. Route concepts are created based on your wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Brown is not a wide receiver that's going to have an extensive route tree.
Right.
And they don't have Devontae go over the middle a lot because they don't want him to get injured. Okay? Right. So we don't roll those kind of routes like that all the time. It has nothing to do with that Jalen can't do it because we've seen him do it in college.
Right.
We've seen him do it under Doug Peterson when he first got in the league. And we've seen him do it his first year in 2021.
So this
with mediocre receivers.
This is what I think about the route concept. I truly and firmly believe that this is a this is a Nick Sirianni thing. Nick Sirianni is so fixated on getting one-on-one matchups and having Jalen Hurts throw a 50-50 ball. Jalen Hurts has a great deep ball. I think that Nick Sirianni is solely responsible for the development of Jalen deep ball. That's how much he threw the deep ball. Right. I think that's how he got good at it. Nick Sirianni and these guys don't have the creativity because Puka Nacua isn't running routes that AJ Brown can't run. JSN is not running routes that Devontae Smith can't run. I think we have an innovation problem. I think that we have a creativity, a mindset issue because you got a Heisman winner there. He can do every single thing that Jackson Smith and Jigba can do. Every single thing. And AJ Brown could do every single thing Puka Nacua could do. We just don't have the guys that can design the scheme. Puka Nacua ran about 40% of his routes through the C gap. You know what I mean? For people who don't know, that's motioning from his position and running between the offensive line. Completely confuses linebackers and safeties. We don't do shit like that. You know what I mean? I just think that.
But they wouldn't do that with AJ though. AJ is a bigger body than Puka, so they wouldn't tire him out that way. He is definitely more of a possession wide receiver, so that's why his routes are limited. Like it's really not Jalen Hurts. Like I don't think they understand that. If they put Tanner McKee in as a starter, they would have ran the same route tree with AJ Brown and Devontae Smith.
We saw it.
AJ Brown probably would not have even gotten a lot of targets. They would have been throwing the ball to Dotson and Smith more often, and to Goddard,
We
because
saw it. We actually saw
that's
that week
not his
last start.
game. Like it's just not his game. But
But this is my issue though. His game is those crossing routes across the middle though. That's what he does.
Grant, that's it.
But no, the deeper ones too. Even
Well,
deeper
he
level
can run post.
like even deeper level crossing routes and posts. We just do not run AJ Brown across the middle of the field. We just refuse to do it this year. Think about it. This proved that. So I get what you're saying, but this is how limited we are. We all know Saquon Barkley is a home run threat, right?
Right.
Where were the running back screens, man? Not probably like 3 this whole year.
I mean, I wouldn't like because
you mean to say that we can't run that?
I wouldn't have ran it, not with our offensive line this year. Hell no.
But see, I would have ran it because our offensive line is athletic, and they have a better chance of getting out in space and blocking than just trying to block running plays because they just could not do it this year for some reason.
Right, but when your interior can't block, like with Dickerson and Jurgens being hurt, they can't block. Like that's the key portion of a screen. They got to hold that up first. Like if they letting people get through the backfield and hitting Saquon in the shotgun, hitting him 3 yards behind the line.
See, I think it works better in our defense because, in our offense, I should say. I think it works better in our offense because you kind of gotta be a matador. You gotta let them come through a little bit to sell it. Then you throw it out. Timing. I don't see Jalen Hurts getting sacked on the screenplay. It's all about timing. You kind of got to whiff and let them come through. They was letting them do that shit anyway. So that's why I would have liked to see more running back screens.
Definitely, we should have been throwing them for sure, and not the wide receiver screen because we can't block that for shit.
You should have been doing anything besides running up the middle when you know it's nothing going to happen. The way we was doing,
right?
So,
yeah.
But I am optimistic about what Mannion and these other guys are going to be able to do, man. I'm very optimistic. Of course, we got to wait till free agency is over, but I think Jalen Hurts is going to throw over 4,000 passing yards this season.
If they let him throw the ball, I believe he would. It's just,
but the easiest path to doing it is using running back screens as well. You got to use everything. We just didn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's you gotta spread the field, and you gotta have good concepts. We just have a
That's how
real
I know
simple.
We were extremely limited and bad. Like we didn't even use Dotson, bro.
Right.
We just didn't use our third wide receiver.
It was really coaching malpractice. Like I don't understand what the issue was or why they wouldn't do it. I don't know if it's just stubbornness. I don't know if it's incompetence. It's just that style of play that was literally like high school football. Like they were not running any kind of like complicated concepts. And I'm like, if somebody's sitting on a couch can pick out the plays, can see your play.
We were all watching games all year, and we were just able to just say like, "Yo, man, what's going on?" I've been saying since week 2, you need a new offensive coordinator. Everybody like, give him a chance, give him a chance. I seen enough week 2, bro. And I'm like, this can't work. The fact that people want to blame Jalen Hurts when your team led the league in 3 and outs, that's a coaching issue, bro. We don't have 15 good plays that we could come out and run. We don't have a script of 15 plays. That's just a problem for me, man. That's a problem for me.
Yeah,
so,
I was done with Buddy in the preseason. Like y'all thought we was ass in the preseason. It was because of that.
Anything was better than
we ain't never looked like that in the preseason.
Right, man. But Joe, I definitely appreciate you calling in, man. I'm gonna get to this last claim and get the folks out.
Yes, sir. All right, Brody. Y'all be good.
My dog, you already know. My last and final claim. I don't know who's gonna. I expect Eagles fans to kind of like not go with this one. But my last claim is that you have to pay Jalen Hurts. You got to pay the guy. The guy's earned a contract extension, a franchise leader, locker room culture setter, prime age quarterback. QB stability is rare. Market value only increases. If not him, then who? What do you do if you don't extend him? That's my last and final debate. You have to pay Jalen Hurts. My guy, Braylon Johnson, what's going on? My
What's
last
up?
claim is you got to pay Jalen Hurts. How you feel about that?
Oh, you definitely got to pay him. Can you hear me first?
I hear you loud and clear. Yeah.
All right, cool. You definitely got to pay him because,
Yeah.
like you just said, if not him, then who?
Exactly.
Because we just went through this with like Carson Wentz and everything. Then we had to transition to Jalen Hurts. You know, you definitely got to pay the man. And that point you made last when you was like, "Oh, bigger than football." Like I know we on this topic, but that topic I really hit because it's definitely bigger than football with Jalen Hurts.
It is. I'm glad you brought
know,
that up because I wanted to elaborate on that. I agree it is bigger than football.
and like, and I don't want to even do that, but we know what's
No,
the
right.
issue. Yeah, we know.
We know that portion of it, but a lot of that also comes from like insider attacks as well. So, Emmanuel Acho, the last couple weeks, he said he ran into Jalen Hurts at a Super Bowl party. He reports that Jalen Hurts is sitting by himself. Nobody wants to interact with Jalen. Jalen don't want to interact with nobody else. Then pictures surface of Jalen Hurts chilling with Kayvon Thibodeau, Smitty, and his wife. So it's like, bro, like, why do the things y'all do? Because it's bigger than football. And I think that these guys be trying to get Jalen Hurts to come on their shows or whatnot, and he'd be like, no, I'm good. I'm good. Why would I want to go and talk to somebody who constantly shits on my success? Because all he has been is successful.
Exactly. And the thing is, even like with Shady, that be on the show, he kind of like skeptical with me too, because he be throwing Hurts under the bus a lot of times. And I don't like that whole, oh, I talk to the Eagles guys, they don't really like Hurts, they don't really fool with Hurts. Like, come on, man, keep that in-house for one. But going back to the topic, yeah, you definitely gotta pay that man. And actually that dude's funny.
Man. You gotta pay him because it gives you more cap stability.
Right.
You've been to 2 Super Bowls. Like you can't listen to these guys that's from Port Richmond and South Jersey and all of these places, man. Half of these guys, bro, no disrespect to nobody that live on the outskirts of Philly, but half of these guys only come to the city to get a bagel. These reporters, Elliott Shore Parks, they come get a smoothie and the bagel. They don't know the real temperature of the city. So their job is to stir up chaos and make topics like the Eagles shouldn't pay a guy that went to a Super Bowl twice in the Super Bowl MVP. They make shit up that don't make sense. Because if it was anybody else with Jalen Hurts' resume, then you wouldn't be talking about anything else happening. That Prescott was paid 5 times, never been out the second round.
Exactly. On top of that, it's like some of these guys really don't watch the game. Like some of the people that was on the stream and the people that we talking, they really don't watch the game.
They don't watch the game.
They see highlights. They go off of stats.
They know more about us than their respective teams.
Exactly.
How you know so much about us, but so little about why y'all can't get it done?
Exactly. And I've seen a couple of your streams and on the other streams and everything. They talk about the Rams game. What people fail to realize is we was busting the Rams behind by damn near 15 points with less than 3 minutes left. People fail to forget that. It's just Vic Fangio like took the
Oh, you talking about the snow game?
Yeah, the snow game. Like we was beating their ass. I'm sorry, I know it's YouTube. We were beating their behind the whole game, and then obviously with the defense, rest, and they came back. But everybody want to say, "Oh, the Eagles lucked up and they could have lost that game." Now we let the dogs loose.
We let the dogs loose, and a lot of our games often end up like in a roller coaster ride, and we feel like on the edge of our seats towards the end. That's because Jalen Hurts don't give the game away.
He don't
give it away, bro. He just does not give the game. Sometimes I wish he would throw a pick because I know he's gonna turn up.
At this point, because even like you had,
I'd be like, I need us to get blown out or have a bad or be behind because I know Jalen is going to turn up. I know he's going to turn up, but he plays it safe when the game is in control, and that's a quality you can't teach, man. But yo, I appreciate you calling in, man.
Always, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're gonna get the Shark. We're gonna get the Shark 804 real quick. Shark 804, man. The last claim is that Jalen Hurts should be paid. How you feel about that?
What's up, man? You can hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, good deal. Yeah, I say, man, you gotta pay him. If you don't pay him, it's gonna go up next year. I think he's gonna ball out. I think we're gonna ball out. And how we know, man, that I'm checking in from 804, but we was at the parade also. And Jalen Hurts had people out there at midnight waiting to see him. You know what I'm saying? It was people out there at midnight, 1 o'clock. It was a lady out there that was out there from 12 o'clock waiting, for the parade to come through. So
yeah, a good seat.
I say, man, look, yeah, you gotta pay him. If you wait till next year, the price will go up, and how we know I'm understand that. But I want to touch bases a little bit on some of the other stuff that was said real quick.
Yeah.
And one of them, man, is if you was to ask a couple people which coach would they take, McVay or Nick, and I'm a huge Nick fan. I'm all Eagles, everything. Nick over all of them, Jalen over all of them, right? But if they're gonna take McVay. If you was to ask a few, they're gonna take Stafford. Hell, if you was to ask a few, they're gonna take Puka, right? They're gonna take Jared Verse. Listen, why they couldn't get it done?
Exactly. And you know what bothered me, bro? People want to act like that those teams don't be stacked. Like,
listen, man, that's why when you were saying earlier that winning is a QB stat and it's a team, listen, it's all of it. When they say what is Jalen Hurts good at, all of it from the fucking podium. I mean, my bad for cussing, but
you good.
Podium to the Rocky steps, man. And Nick Sirianni too. Nick Sirianni should have got Coach of the Year last year, man. When I look at what them boys doing.
They always like to play the if Jalen this, if Jalen that. If Jalen Hurts was on the Houston Texans, they'd have been in the bowl.
Exactly. Because listen, people argue with Nick Sirianni philosophy with, not turning the ball over. And I get it. I want to see him sling the pill like 22 too. I want to see him go out there and just let her rip. But listen, it's proven. Look, CJ Stroud showed us. They showed us in the Super Bowl. You turn the ball over, you lose the game. So it's kind of hard to argue with Nick and Jalen that you got to sling the pill when their philosophy, they win. Right? And I'm going to back up real quick and say, when you was not arguing, but you was going back and forth with a couple of the homies earlier. And I think the wrong question be asked sometimes, like, some of these guys, man, people watch football for different reasons. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody want their team to win. Some people want to see their quarterback sling the pill. Some people watch the game just to watch defensive players, right? I watched the game rooting for Quinyon Mitchell, right, to get a pick. So this is what I say, man. Like, I think winning is not the ultimate goal for a lot of these fans. Right. If you're a Cowboys fan and you like Dak, if you're a Stafford fan, not Stafford, but if you some of these guys that really like slinging the pill, like they would rather see Jalen get 4,000 yards and not make the playoffs. And these are Eagles fans. These are Eagles fans.
But you know what? I think that's not so many Eagles fans for this simple reason. We seen those parades, man.
Yeah.
This is what Commanders fans and Cowboys fans and Giants for a while that they can't say it. When you ain't seen a parade since 1996, man, winning got to be on the bottom of your list. You got to try to find other things that make yourself excited.
Listen, man, you're 100% right.
You have to find the glory in passing yards and passing touchdowns. But in the bottom of these guys' soul, they want to win the championship.
100%.
Because they want the jackets, they want the hat, they want to be able to go to their jobs with all this Eagle shit on. They want to go to these parades, they want to go to playoff games, but they can't because they don't have Jalen Hurts as the quarterback.
100%. And the thing is, man, you spend so much money on these tickets, on these hotels, on this merch, these freaking yard signs, and to never get to go to see a Super Bowl. Like Holman was talking earlier, the Cowboys fan, he was like, we ain't got as many as him. Give us time.
Hey, give us time. So we ain't catch y'all in 30 years, man. But I guarantee you in the last 20 years, you might have spent more money supporting a losing franchise than I did a winning franchise.
And listen, 100%. And he need to humble his voice because he ain't the Pats. They're not the Patriots. It ain't going to take long to catch you, brother. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to take long to catch you. And to some of them, like you said earlier, yeah, we went. All respect due to Saquon. I love Saquon. My wife and daughter, we all got Saquon jerseys. Listen, we love Saquon, but we went to the Super Bowl without Saquon. We done went to the playoffs every year. 1 year without AJ Brown, and we love AJ Brown, right? Listen, as far as in a system quarterback, man, listen, he is the system. Nick Sirianni.
He's the one constant. We've drafted players that have helped. We've signed players that have helped. The starting quarterback has been the same the last 5 years, and we've been to the playoffs every year. He's been
100%.
With a new offensive coordinator. Him and Nick Sirianni have been the constant. So I would like more respect on both of their names, to be honest.
Both of their names. And then another thing, one thing about slinging the pill, man, sometimes it's the throw you don't make. Like they want to sling it. Sometimes don't throw it. I bet you CJ Stroud, and not shitting on CJ, but I bet you it's a lot of throws he wish he didn't throw. You know what I'm saying in that game. So I think more importantly, man, when we talking to these guys that's from other teams and they're criticizing Jalen, it's like, yo, what are you in it for? Because these guys is in it to win. One thing we know about Howard, Nick, Mr. Lord, Jalen.
So these boys, I don't understand Eagles fans that criticize Jalen Hurts for sure. Because it's like when you go to work and you go wherever you go and have these debates, you say we won 2 Super Bowls. When you do all of this shit, so like, what's the criticism about? Because you damn sure be at the parade celebrating.
100%. And listen, we both in Virginia, and we done seen more Commanders flags the last 2 years I done seen in 30 years. And I tell you one thing, if Jaden Daniels ever brought a parade down DC and they got that feeling that we get when we go on Broad Street, I can promise you they're not gonna care if he throw for 6,000 yards or 2,000 yards. They're gonna want to be at the parade come February.
Bro, you see how they act over going to an NFC champion? They throw in our face that they've been to the NFC championship game like we ain't the one who destroyed them.
It's crazy, man.
They throw it in our face. They just people just be really happy to be there. So they can never make me feel no way about not getting the job done or whatever. They can never make me feel no way about our success.
Listen, it's crazy because they hate us more. They hate us more that they got closer last year.
Exactly.
Yeah, last year you didn't even hate us this much. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's a
so
fact.
I mean, to go back to your point, man. Yeah, I do think I think they gotta pay him, man. You saw what homie brought up Matthew Stafford in Detroit. Man, as the Eagles fan, you would hate to see Jalen go somewhere else and get clicking like that because they win. You know what I'm saying? But you got to pay him this year. If not, you're gonna regret it. The point right before that, you said, is it more than football? 100%. And to go back to Shady, if you remember that time, that game when Shady came to Philly, and they did the thing with his jersey, right? If you remember, right after the game, I think that was the same game Saquon broke his little record or whatever. Not little, but he broke his record or whatever, right, for the Eagles, right? And they asked Jalen at the podium. They asked him about it. If you go back and look it up, right? They asked him, how did he feel about Shady being there or whatever? And he asked him about Saquon breaking the record. And Jalen said, well, I don't really know much about that, but I'm happy for Saquon. I think that right
and stuff is, and that's because Jalen don't fool with these guys, bro. And they can't be mad at that, bro. All they do is hate and throw dirt on his name. So it's like, how do you expect somebody to be cool with you when you do the things you do? You know
100%, man. And
they know why Jalen don't rock with him, bro. But I'm gonna let you go, man. This joint is holding up on me, man.
All right, bro.
All right, man. I appreciate you, man. You know where I'm at if you need me. You definitely know where I'm at. It's deep in here. We're on the last point. Let me get to Uncle Nate. I'm looking for a hater. I need one more hater, man. There's all love in the building. Uncle Nate, what's up?
What's up, King? How are you?
I can't complain, man. My last point is that Jalen Hurts deserves to be paid, deserves another contract extension. How you feel about that?
Well, first and foremost, before I even say anything, I want to just say, yo, God bless you and the work that you do, man.
I appreciate you, man.
You know what I mean? From one vet to another, you know what I mean? Marine Corps.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So that's just what it is. And secondly, hopefully YouTube is fixed so I can start giving you them damn super chats. Because every time I try to do the damn super chat.
I don't know what's wrong with it, man. Some people can, some people can't, man. I have no idea what's going on with that.
Yeah. But all right, okay, so I'm going to be quick because I'm at work. I love Jalen Hurts so much, right?
Right.
because it's like people fail to realize that the first portion of his career, one, he wasn't even calling plays at the line of scrimmage. That was
That's true.
Jason Kelsey doing that. Secondly, he's had a different coordinator every single year since he's been in. Won a division title multiple times, went to the Super Bowl, got the Super Bowl MVP, outplayed, whatever, right? Under those types of circumstances that he's actually been given, he still excels. And I believe that, honestly, like you said it earlier, I think it's I seen one of your posts earlier or whatnot. I really do think it's race. I think
It
it's race
is.
related because
It is.
look, oh my God, it be pissing me off because it's
I
like,
think
yo,
so.
Sam
So
Darnold.
if I had to break it down in a percentage, I think it's like 35, 40% race bait. I think it's probably like another 30% of people that just wish it was the quarterback that they champion so much, which is just hate. So I'll just attribute that to hate, the 40% hate. And I think the rest of the percent just got to be people not understanding what it is that he brings to the table. So that's hate too. I think it's 40% race, and I think it's 60% hate.
Right. I mean, because and then if you look at all the teams that he's beaten since he's been a starter as the Philadelphia Eagles. He practically beat everybody in the league. And it hasn't really been close. You know what I'm saying? So like when I be hearing these different pundits, when I be hearing everybody be talking all crazy about Jalen Hurts, bro, I just cut it off, and I watch your content, the link up with Simone, and everybody. I just love what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing.
I appreciate you, man.
Keep your foot on these niggas' necks, man.
Of course.
and also, I need to know the link to your music so I can go ahead and cop that joint.
Oh, so it's just Lord Brunson. You just type it in on Apple Music, Spotify, everything gonna come up.
All right, cool. Yeah, say less, man. I'm gonna go ahead and cop the drones and whatnot. And yo,
I
just keep
appreciate you,
doing what
man.
you're doing, bro. Just keep doing
Real
what you're
talk,
doing.
man. I appreciate all your support, Nate.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So that wrap up the show. I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna do one more person, man. I got a lot of people waiting in the lobby, man. I'm trying to do it in order that people came in. It's not random. You only have 10 people in the lobby at one time. I am going to go to. Let me get Leo Bridgewater, man. Let me get Leo in here, man. What's going on, Leo?
Man, listen.
Hey, you know what? I've been watching you a lot lately too, yo. If I knew this was you, bro, I would have pulled you up earlier. I've been watching you a lot lately.
Look, all I'm gonna say is you're not helping me.
What you mean?
You're not helping me, and let me explain to you what you do, because you're triggering things for folks, and they can't explain it. Mind you, a lot of times, even it was proven tonight, just being on this right here. Right. A lot of people came in here, and it didn't matter what you had to say; they were going to say what they always wanted to say to you.
That's a fact.
So it had nothing to do. You could have said, "Hey, we're going to talk about the chickens that was running across the field." They would have had this to say to you. Nothing to do with it, and I got to deal with that, you know. Especially, and I'm a smaller content creator. Okay, you know. Again, thank you so much. Help me got my channel monetized.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? But I catch the backlash from this, bruh. Okay. Now, what you have to understand is that there is a very large contingent of people, particularly Cowboy fans, who remember when we didn't have any Super Bowls.
That's a fact.
That was a big thing for them. How many Super Bowls do you have? That was their joke.
Dude, the Campbell soup memes, the ring pop memes.
Right. Okay. Now, the thing about it is that think about those people and what life must be like today. It's got to look like Bizarro World to them.
Yeah.
Especially listening to the way that you talk. Rightfully so. But you do it in a way that gives backhanded comments.
I mean, they leave you no choice, Leo.
No, look, LB, I think, because there's another guy, Eagles Drew, and both of y'all suffer from the same thing, which is you don't even hear yourselves. That's how.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mhm.
I don't watch these videos back.
I could
So
tell.
I do not hear myself.
I could tell. I listen. I just recently caught myself, but I decided that you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to start calling out the dog whistling. I
Right.
think the percentage you gave on the racial aspect of it all is about on point. But if you were to, and you could tell when you talk to these people, you can tell that they really have no real basis for what they're saying because you ask for fact. When you ask for what bullet points are you using to come to the conclusions that you're coming to? Listen, I've never actually played football. I've never been on a football team, but I don't need more than 5 years to be able to give you a evaluation of a player playing a particular position.
Right.
Now, these people have had Jalen Hurts for 6 years. You've had 5 years to evaluate him, and you still don't know if he's a good passer or not.
Come on.
You still don't know he can't play the QB position or not. You're calling for our demise because our offensive line coach is no longer here. See, you told on yourselves when you praised the fact that Jeff Stoutland is here. So you've been watching us a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact of the matter is that because you'll hear the same thing. Things are different. It's different. Jerry moving different. Different. Okay, understand something. That defensive coordinator you picked up, yeah, he came from here.
Let's talk about it.
So when we look at that defense, that's our DNA. So we daddy.
Mm-hmm.
You talking to daddy. And when you throw the fact that you came back on us when 21, you were down 21 and you came back, you won 24-21, you do realize that was a Christian Parker secondary that you did that to.
Talk about it.
So I just want to make sure we're clear as to what it is that when we talk about how we evaluate these teams. Now, there's that fan base think themselves to be on the same level, winning tradition level as the New England Patriots. No, y'all ain't been that since before a lot of y'all were born. That winning culture thing and everything like that. That was before the internet. That was before a lot of things that are now here that weren't here then.
Right.
So you guys, so this whole thing about the way we've enjoyed a particular type of supreme confidence in our front office, in our ownership, in the coaching, and in the staff that they have not been able to enjoy, and they hate us for it. And you exasperate it when you come on here and you say the things that you say. It just makes them infuriating. So it does. So you could try. I commend you, LB.
Imagine joining on a live stream to hate, and you hear the person telling you you'll never win a Super Bowl in your lifetime.
Wait,
just think about it.
Here's what you're asking people to do, including voting and talking, the talking pundits and voters. What you're asking them to do is you're asking them to speak or think against their better judgment. Right. You got to remember, LB, these people said that Jalen Hurts was never going to be a starting quarterback. Jalen Hurts, coming out of college, he was never going to be a starting quarterback.
You can't win a Super Bowl with him.
You can't win a Super Bowl with him. You might want to try him at wide receiver. There was all these things that was said about him. So look at what has happened. He's consistently over the last 5 years proven everybody wrong. That is why Jalen Hurts will never win NFL in regular season league MVP. Because too many people said bad things about him.
There's too many haters in charge of the voting too. That's a good point.
Yes. So
that's a good point. You got guys like Dan Orlovsky voting.
Right. So you really think that Dan Orlovsky is actually going to one day vote for Jalen Hurts to be the league MVP? Emmanuel Acho will never vote for Jalen Hurts to be league MVP because he's already committed to trashing him.
Right.
And
you got to vote, Acho?
Yes, he does.
That's ridiculous.
Yes, and the saddest part about it is that this is stuff. There are things that have come out about that they've said about Jalen Hurts that makes absolutely no sense. Him and AJ Brown were fighting over a side piece. The locker room is divided. It's team AJ, team Jalen. It's what else is it? It's all the bottom line is he's black. He's married to a hell of a queen who doesn't need his career to big themselves
definitely stand on her own.
Yes, she can. You know what I'm saying? He's got Michael Jordan whispering in his ear. Okay? The dude is winning at life.
The guys that matter, the guys whose opinion matter the most in the NFL, the Tom Brady's. Listen, the guy was just in a photo with Lynn Swan, Emmitt Smith,
that's what I was
Tom Brady, Peyton Manning.
Yeah, that's the greatest pick. That's the greater point I wanted to point out to you, because what I decided was, number one, on the bird section, I was going to start calling out the dog whistling.
Right.
I was actually going to start. I was like, I'm not letting it go no more. I can't take it. It's getting under my skin. And then number two, I wanted to make sure that folks understood that, listen, this dude has ask yourself, would Lamar, Josh, Joe, Patrick, would any of them be who they are if they had to deal with a new offensive coordinator every single year?
Nobody in the history of the league has been to the same. I don't think nobody in the history of the league has been to the Super Bowl twice on the same team with a different offensive coordinator.
And that's but see, that's the thing.
I think Pat, because they did technically get rid of Eric Bieniemy.
The enemy, yes, but here's
but Andy run the show offensively,
and we know that because he was our coach,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So we know what this looks like, and that's the thing I think that really gets. Look, the most dangerous thing that you could ever come across is an educated Eagles fan, especially now. And you got to realize, like, this whole winning culture that we had, that we've been enjoying, for a lot of folks, it's who do you think you are?
Yep.
Laura Brunson doesn't know who does he think he is? Look at him. Whole time you up here doing this, you up here, you're triggering them. So I just want to, all I need for you, LB, is to be aware, understand what it is that you are dealing with. You're asking people to vote or to think against their best, what they've already put out. These are people, all that stuff I said about all those other guys, they already committed to that. But what we have to do is, and I said this, I'm not allowing people from other fan bases to dictate where our focus as Eagles fans should be about the Eagles.
We can't.
Now, Wink Martindale said, I ain't never had no opposing quarterback call me up and say, scout me. I ain't never heard of that before. Peyton Manning said, I love the fact that he calls me at any time and he has specific questions. So he's taking the cerebral approach to this game and is growing. And I love that about him. Michael Jordan has his new muse, his new little brother now.
Right.
And it's obvious he in his ear, okay? So you listen. So I'm not listening to what the pundits are saying. I'm listening to what the other people, what professionals have to say about him. And then
that's the only thing that matter. The only thing that matter is what the professionals have to say.
And then the last point is, of course, and then you wonder why he ends up in a picture in the Super Bowl and listed as a Super Bowl MVP legend. Okay, so you have to make it to the Super Bowl. You have to win the Super Bowl. You have to be voted as an MVP just to qualify, and your performance as an MVP in the Super Bowl has to be.
So you have to be voted as a regular season MVP.
No,
Super Bowl MVP.
I was talking about to make that picture that he was in.
Oh, right. Because that's what everybody has in common.
Yes, that was just all Super Bowl MVPs that were considered, whose performances were considered legendary in the Super Bowl. Okay, crazy, so man. So think about the qualifications that and mind you, those were the qualifications to even make it into that picture, right? But you just had somebody come on here and tell you that with a straight face, I don't know if he's a good passer or not. The fuck?
Make it make sense, man.
Did you hear what you said?
And that's why I have such an easy time doing what it is that I do, man, with these debates, man. So I'm going to start making this a regular series. I'm going to throw out a poll on the next topics because I think it's interesting to hear just how some people view things and just how unknowledgeable some of these people are when it comes to just having to present basic facts.
Well, again, first and foremost, recognize what you're dealing with right off the bat.
Of course.
Because what you do is you react to what's at you coming, what's at you at face value.
Right.
I'm saying, nah, bruh. These, hurt people.
You want to know why that is though? Because I almost still can't believe it. Every time they say, I just cannot believe it because it's like, look at the hat that I'm sitting. This has happened because of Jalen Hurts.
But that's what's infuriating.
Look at the hat you're wearing. That happened because of Jalen Hurts.
Yes. LB, stop. That's what's infuriating. Because again, who do you think you are? You wasn't like this in 2015, in 2000. Y'all wasn't. I remember when you didn't have. Here's the best one. 5 is better than 2. That's their flex. But what they fail to realize is that, listen, your way of thinking is from the late 1900s.
It is.
You're not a modern era. You don't know what it's like to be a modern era winner. Okay. And there are and 5 to 2 is not the flex that you think it is.
It's definitely not.
And what you and our value systems are completely different. To your point earlier, there are people who are more concerned with being 12-5 and having a quarterback who will throw for over 4,000 yards, get the Walter Payton Man of the Year, and never bring you a Super Bowl.
They're cool with that.
Yes, because you know why? These people were groomed. They were groomed by their abuser. They were groomed by
They got Stockholm syndrome.
Yes. Think about it, because they willingly give them their money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He played games with them last summer, messed with them the whole summer, and a week before the season start, he ripped the heart and soul of the defense away from them.
That's a fact.
That hurt. And then and things compounded for him. Yet here we are. We became repeat division winners for the first time in over 20 years. Okay, we have we have an owner. You know what our owner does? Our owner just does this. He just sits in his chair doing the drive, and he do like this. And then Howie will hand him the phone, and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, welcome to the team. I'm so happy you here." And then he do like this.
He signs some papers and go back on vacation.
Right. When they come in from the game, you see him in the corner in the locker room, and he be like this.
Yep.
He got his little corny dance.
So this is what we got to do. So I want to do some work with you around the draft.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we're gonna do some work around the draft. Hit me. You got my number?
No, I said I'm gonna shoot you a email again. I'll shoot you. I sent you an email.
Shoot me an email or a DM or something, and I'll give you my number. That way you don't have to go through that because I barely miss those. You know what I mean? So we're gonna do some work around the draft for sure. So
no problem. I'll be in touch soon. All right.
I got you.
I love you, bro. Keep doing your thing.
I appreciate you, Leo.
All right now.
Hey man, make sure y'all follow my guy Leo, man. Make sure y'all follow, man. Leo, I think he got to be one. So Leo and Steve Hyder, probably two of the most cerebral guys that I know that do this. They just need to just do. So I'm gonna do 2 people right now. I'm gonna do Joe Peasy. He been begging, and I'm gonna do Cowboys Mook. Joe, and this is the last one. I think these 2 haters.
Yo,
Joe Peasy, I think you a hater the way that you.
yeah.
Naysayer.
No. Let me get this right. Do I like Jalen? No, but
So
he's
you're a
not
hater.
what y'all. Yeah, I mean, you can say I'm a hater. Do I respect him? Yeah, like
Of
he's
course.
a good quarterback, but y'all make it seem like he's a great elite quarterback, and for me, he's just not that. Like he's just not that.
Why?
For many reasons. I mean, y'all can sit here and say Super Bowl MVP. That's cool and all, but let's put in context too that y'all did have a 2,000-yard rusher. Y'all did have top 5 defense.
Okay. You still there? You got cold feet? CM. Yo, Yo, what you got? What you got going on, Cowboys move? yo, LB, can you hear me, bro? I hear you loud and clear. What's up? First of all, let me give you respect. Appreciate you having me on. I appreciate you, Appreciate man. your platform. You're doing your thing. Well, let's get into it, man. It's been way too much of a love fest. I mean, Jalen Hurts. First of all, I'm not a hater. I Obviously, don't I'm a like this. Cowboys fan. Listen. Jalen Hurts, he's a good quarterback, but I think the problem is, granted, he's a champion, but that doesn't automatically elevate you to elite caliber player. So Jalen what? Hurts, So what makes an elite quarterback? degree of difficulty. I feel like Jalen Hurts, he has the easiest, I won't say the easiest, but he has had one of the easiest degrees of difficulty. So First of all, so so you're talking about the degree of difficulty en route to winning the Super Bowl. That's what you're talking about. absolutely, I'm talking about as a whole. You spoke on, everybody says Jalen Hurts, he's a great deep ball thrower. He is, but he's throwing deep So ball let's with so no let's so, safety so help. since He's throwing you're the LB, look, last guy, let's get into some granular details. By definition, to you, what is an elite quarterback? I feel like elite. First of all, Jalen Hurts, he's not the best player on his team. I'm I'm asking for, by definition, what is an elite? Josh Allen wasn't the best player on this team last year. You would still say he's elite. By Josh, definition, what is an elite quarterback to you? I feel like what you're required to do as a quarterback. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow, they are required Please don't to talk about carry. Patrick Mahomes in the same breath as two guys who can't even get to the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes is doing what he's required to do. Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson do not do what they're required to do. Jalen Hurts is the only quarterback in the National Football League to give his owner a return on investment of $50 million a year. Why don't these other guys who make $50 million a year win championships? I tip my cap to Howie. Y'all have the best GM in football. When y'all have a weak spot, Howie immediately. Hold on. The Ravens specifically have notoriously had loaded rosters. Again, why don't these guys win Super Bowls? I can't refute that. They have had a top defense, but they've had a top 10 defense every year. Lamar Jackson has been the quarterback. You know that, right? Jalen Hurts, he's a gamer, but I'm saying as far as consistency, we talk about the deep balls. Jalen Hurts has more playoff wins than Lamar Jackson, I think. That's consistency. I mean, I can't debate. I can't debate Lamar Jackson. Like, I mean, but you would call Lamar Jackson elite, though, right? I mean, he is. He's a two-time MVP, LB. Like we can't just put that to a side. And Jalen Hurts has been in the Super Bowl twice. So what's the difference? So winning MVP and not winning the Super Bowl to you is better than winning the Super Bowl. I'm not saying it's better, but I'm talking about as an individual standpoint. Lamar, he cannot win a Super Bowl, but he will be in the Hall of Fame. Jalen Hurts, he won't be in the Hall of Fame. See, that's your last pressure that y'all got to lean on. The guy is only in his 6th year. He has multiple records in the National Football League. The criteria for a quarterback going to the Hall of Fame and making sure that they at least get in, probably not first ballot, is as follows: a Pro Bowl, All-Pro, a couple records, a Super Bowl MVP. Jalen Hurts checks all those boxes. I think you even got to. I think even winning the conference. These are when you Google the criteria for making it to the Hall of Fame as a quarterback. Jalen Hurts checks 90% of the boxes. He will be in the Hall of Fame. He will be in the Hall of Fame. He just was. He's not a Hall of Famer right now. Not right now, LB. Not Eli Not Manning. Right now, but because his career is not done. But he's been on a Hall of Fame trajectory. Let me put it like this. I'm a Cowboys fan. I feel like Jalen Hurts, he's similar to Troy Aikman. Who's in the Hall of Fame? Yes. But I don't feel like Troy Aikman was the best quarterback.
the most talented quarterback. I don't feel like Emmitt Smith was the most talented running back, but we had such a good team that everything worked.
So what you're doing? So what you're doing is
I'm speaking just specifically as an individual
But what
player.
you're doing is proving my point. Troy Aikman may have not. There's plenty of quarterbacks that were more talented than Troy Aikman, but Troy Aikman is in the Hall of Fame because he won those Super Bowls.
Right. But Dan Marino, he did not win a Super Bowl.
Who?
But because of his Dan Marino, because
he's
of
the
his
only
individual.
One. The Bleacher Report just put out a top 10 list of greatest quarterbacks of all time. Dan Marino is number 10, and that's extremely arguably to me.
But LB, look at those guys' passing stats.
Dan Marino had the first 5,000 passing yard season. It was unheard of when he did it. Dan Marino was a trendsetter. Dan Marino is one of the best throwers of the ball of all time. He don't have a Super Bowl. So I'm not mad at Dan Marino being in the top 10, but Ben Roethlisberger was left off it. Don't he got 2 rings? I would put Ben Roethlisberger in the top 10 over Dan Marino. I would put Troy Aikman in the top 10 over Dan Marino, who also was not on the list. Because winning matters. If winning didn't matter, then it would be so many quarterbacks. It would be so many If winning wasn't a QB stat, it would be so many quarterbacks on Bleacher Report's top 10 list that don't have Super Bowls. Marino's the only one. You might see Phillip Rivers there. You might see other guys there, but Marino is the only one. The list has Tom Brady. The list has what's homie that used to play for the 49ers? Not Steve Young, the other one.
Joe Montana.
Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees. It's so Aaron Rodgers.
They're MVPs, LB. They have the regular season accolades. They're throwing for 30 touchdown passes, 3,500.
I agree. I can agree with that. They are MVPs. They are MVPs, but they're MVPs and Super Bowl MVPs though. They all have Super Bowl MVPs as well. They all have won a Super Bowl. That's the biggest caveat to this.
So would you agree that Jalen's job compared to Josh Allen's job? Josh Allen, he has to be a little more aggressive.
I disagree. Josh Allen didn't have to have 4 turnovers in that game last week or in the playoffs.
They don't move the ball if Josh Allen is not Superman.
That's false. That's false. That is false. Every game that they won, Cooks had 100 yards rushing. Cooks had I think Cooks had 100 yards rushing in that playoff game, right? I gotta look at that. That would be one of only like 2 games that they lost when he had 100 yards rushing. They lost in the playoffs because Josh Allen fumbled the ball. He fumbled the ball and he threw interceptions. That's why the Bills lost, because their quarterback didn't play clean football. That's why the Ravens lost their last playoff game. Everybody want to blame Mark Andrews, but Lamar Jackson turned the ball over twice in that game. That is why your Dallas Cowboys lost to the Packers. Dak Prescott threw 2 picks in the first half of the game. These teams lose because their quarterbacks have performance anxiety. These teams don't get it done because the quarterbacks don't do their job. This is why you guys lose.
Their coaches require them to play that way. Jalen Hurts.
No. Your coach doesn't require you to throw an interception. Your coach does not require you to throw 2 interceptions in the first half. That shit young players should do. Your coach does not require that from you. Those are mental errors. MVPs throwing interceptions. So if you could play like an MVP in the regular season, why can't you do it in the postseason?
I just feel like those quarterbacks, they play the game not to lose. Like they're aggressive.
What do you mean? They play the game not to lose. They still be losing, so it don't make sense. You know who play not to lose? Jalen. He don't be losing like that. And furthermore, if all of these guys are so much better than Jalen Hurts, it's $1 million question. Why do they need what Jalen Hurts has to succeed? Why don't these guys put the team on their back and get it done if they so much better? They're leaps and bounds. Why do I care? Patrick Mahomes is the only one I ever seen carry a roster. You a Cowboys fan. Your quarterback ain't been outside the second round, bro.
I mean,
he makes $60 million a year.
Dak is what he is. Like you said about
a bum when it counts, right?
What other option do we have with that?
No, that you have other options. You didn't have to pay him. You could go get a rookie who ain't gonna get you nowhere and save bread.
My thing is with Dak, everybody wants to blame Dak. Our defense takes the
Why
ball
shouldn't
away.
you blame Dak Prescott? Dak Prescott in your last 3 playoff games, I think he got 6 picks. Who the hell else you gonna blame?
How many takeaways does our defense has in those playoff games?
Bro, your quarterback keep giving the other team the ball. Why do you keep deflecting from
the Eagles took the ball away at an NFL record pace last season in the postseason.
And your quarterback gives it away. We would have took the shit away from him too had he met us in the playoffs, because that's what he do. He give it away. You can't deflect from that. You lost to the San Francisco 49ers in 2 games that you held them under, I think, 21.
I mean, we can't beat San Fran. Like that is what it is.
Those are excuses. Those are excuses, and I don't have to live in that reality because we put them out of the playoffs before. They got us back this year. I don't have to live in the reality you live in. You lost to the 7 seed Packers.
So we not gonna talk about the defense going up and down the field.
Bro,
you can take
this
away
how the game started. If Dak Prescott and that offense is so good, it should have been a shootout.
CeeDee Lamb dropped 2 third-down passes.
Listen. The game went Packers scoring on the open drive. You know what y'all did when y'all got the ball? A 3 and out. The Packers, I think, punted. Y'all stopped the Packers on their second possession. It was still 7-0. Y'all got the ball back. Your quarterback threw a pick 6.
Only punt all game. That was their only punt all game.
But your quarterback threw a pick 6 after the punt.
Jalen Hurts threw a pick in the Super Bowl. What happened? Y'all defense got the ball right back.
Jalen Hurts has a Super Bowl trophy, though. Your quarterback don't. Your quarterback never been in the Super Bowl to throw interception in it. What is this? The criticism of Jalen Hurts from a Cowboys fan, while Dak Prescott is your quarterback.
It's not criticism. It's not hate. It's just
I don't think. I don't listen. I'm not saying it's hate. I'm not saying it's hate. What I'm saying is that you guys need to look in the mirror before you criticize anybody. You got the highest paid quarterback.
But I'm not here. I'm not here to debate. I'm not here to debate that. What you're saying about that, I'm not debating that.
You're right.
I can't.
So okay. So you're here to debate Jalen Hurts.
He's a good regular season quarterback.
You think Jalen Hurts is carry? You think Jalen Hurts is not going to the whole thing? You think all these things about Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has a Super Bowl MVP, an All-Pro. He's been in multiple Super Bowls. It's nothing. I don't think it's anything you could debate. He's a winner.
Y'all took the ball away 14 times in 4 playoff games. Any quarterback.
So, what do you want? I mean, how is that an indictment on the quarterback?
Jalen Hurts has the luxury of playing safe.
Listen,
he can play safer than a lot of other quarterbacks.
Hold on, time out for a second. We lost the football game last year where we had 5 turnovers against the Washington Commanders. You want to know why we lost that game? Because Jalen Hurts got hurt in that game. We blow them out. So the turnover thing don't matter if you don't have a quarterback. Quarterbacks need to capitalize off turnovers. Good quarterbacks capitalize.
And which Jalen Hurts is. He's a good. I'm not here to say Jalen Hurts is trash, but I feel like the pushback that Eagles fans get is when you got guys saying he's top 3. When you got guys saying that he's better than Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson.
So why shouldn't the Eagles fan believe that he's better than Joe Burrow? Because Joe Burrow throw a prettier ball.
Y'all have every right to believe that. As a fan,
you know that. So why are you mad at us for not believing that?
But y'all can't get mad from
Joe Burrow doesn't have an All-Pro or he's never won a Super Bowl.
Eagles fans, y'all have every right to believe that, but y'all can't get mad at the outside world for not seeing it that way. Jalen Hurts.
We don't get mad at the outside world for not seeing it that way. We laugh at the outside world because the only people that are truly mad about this when we say things like that are people who have never experienced the success.
So Sam Darnold, what are we supposed to do with Sam Darnold? Do we just automatically elevate him to the top of the quarterback ranking because he's a Super Bowl champion?
Sam Darnold did not win Super Bowl MVP. His running back.
And he's a good quarterback. I'm not saying these quarterbacks are Nate Peterman and shit. Like, no, it's not that. But I just feel like
Sam Darnold's been on 5 teams and he didn't win Super Bowl MVP. He was carried in the Super Bowl. He was carried by his defense and his running back.
The Chiefs, y'all could have won that game 3-0. The Chiefs didn't score to the 4th quarter.
But we didn't win 3-0. We won 40-something to whatever it was. Because my quarterback ran for 70 yards and won Super Bowl MVP.
And
Threw
as
for
I stated
225 yards and 2
earlier,
touchdowns.
y'all have so many weapons. First of all, when you game plan the Eagles, priority number one is stopping Saquon Barkley. You
The
have
Chiefs
AJ
tried that and
Brown,
they lost. The Chiefs tried that and they still got blown out.
which is exactly my point. You have easy deep ball throws with one-on-one coverage. He's not threatening neither with two safeties back there. You
Who's
got
not threatening
safety.
you with 2 safeties back there? Who?
Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts deep balls, they're one-on-one. You got Devontae Smith and AJ Brown.
So people
One-on-one
play
coverage
Jalen
with
Hurts
no safety
one-on-one
help.
because they still think he can't make those passes. That's why they do that. They think their best chance of beating the Eagles is Jalen Hurts throwing the ball. And every time somebody tries it, he cooks them. He cooks them. I appreciate you calling in, though. You know,
No doubt, man. Good talking to you. Keep doing your thing, man.
you already know, bro. I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. It's a lot. I gotta eat. My food getting cold. Listen, this ain't the last debate. I see you, Isaiah Bird Gang. I see you, Peasy. You was in here, Peasy. Richard Q Ray. I see all y'all in here, bro. I see y'all in here. But y'all know that we'll be doing this all night. We are 2 hours and 20 minutes in. Shout out to everybody that tapped into the live debate. I will have the next topic in 2 weeks. We're going to do this every 2 weeks, probably sooner than that. I will have the next debate topic loaded up. I'll have the 5 claims for that as well. And I want to see y'all back here at the same time. There's a very successful debate. I appreciate y'all tapping in for sure, man. Y'all know the vibes, man.
Yeah. I really played my block in the cold wind. You pump a pack out here, you get gold skin. Burn the wrong plug, you get cold skin. I really stood firm in my froze Timbs. I'd rather take a deal for an old Benz before I take a plea and forget my friends. I always think of we when I count the ends. You gon' remember me when the sand end. I poly with champions who take their lady friends to their hand